So hello everyone and welcome back to some more Apps of Gods after the full Rimworld catastrophe here on the stream and later on in YouTube as well. And yeah, the percentage just increases all the time, very much so. But some of them had fulfilling lives, not dying because Jim was bad at them. Yeah, indeed. At least like some of them actually, like Sare and Platonis in Rimworld, achieved getting the freaking energy shell for us that will provide energy for us forever. They at least died for a good purpose, if there could be a good purpose to die for. They gave their life to the colony. But Tome just died because Jim got mad. So, yeah, there must be a few gangers that had to feel Jim's wrath. Yeah, seems like it. Or the Overlord deciding that they had to go on the adventure. But hey, it's way more like exciting to go sometimes into the adventure, right? Is it everyone's dream to die by Mad Jim? Maybe. Okay, well, anyways, we are in Ash of Gods now. Let's continue here, and I think that we're at least close to the end. I'm not sure if there's going to be like 2 more chapters with both group or what, but we should be close to the end. And thank you, Specky. And yes, it is sight to behold, Mad Jim. I didn't actually see what that said there, but anyways. So we will be going and continuing with loafing and actually trying to get into that same place the other group already traveled to. Just going to listen to main menu music a bit before I go to bed. And it's over. Aw, I'm sorry, Scrub Lord. It is a good song though, but good night and sweet dreams to you, Scrub Lord. I hope you sleep well. But it is very nice. Nice song though. It is a very nice song. Maybe I should have just gone and stayed there for a longer time. I apologize. Lo Feng. The long journey is coming to an end. You hear armor clanging and wheel axles squealing. The Vrisian legions are on the move. Opakum lies before you. The dead men here sticking out like a rotten tooth between its towering bastions. The great ancestress can barely hold body and soul together as the fortress draws closer. She seems like the condemned approaching the scaffold. She's about to collapse. She notices you're eyeing upon her. Keep going, Aegon. We're almost there. Don't worry about me. I'm weak, but I'm still standing. This magic I sense, it doesn't originate from Opakum, but from the reaping itself. It cannot get in. So it surrounded the fortress like an invisible rampart. I can go and support Amma myself. You stop to wait for Amma, then, nodding courteously, take her by the arm. You immediately feel a terrible fate pressing down on you. Your vision goes dark and you can barely hold on to the consciousness. Amma sneers. This burden isn't meant for your shoulders, Aegon. Even a warrior of peace can't carry this fate. I'll manage. Keep an eye on the road. You turn to hear the sound of hooves approaching. A band of Berkanan soldiers rounds the bend. They're obviously being pursued. You turn to meet the pursuers and see several shells hiding in the forest. There's also a Berkanan noble kneeling in the dust beside a fallen warrior. This is your ticket to Opakum. Yay, battle. Okay, who do we want to have with our group even? It's been a while since we played with them. Even. So Reed as an archer, yay. Shannet is the assassin. Kama, I like to have. I guess they are good. We can at least get definitely some more levels, so that's nice. Whatever I want to take, I don't know. So difficult to choose, especially for this guy. Yes, more health. What about you? I don't know about that. Let's just increase that, I guess. Your healing abilities. You take health. Shannet. So yeah, I can't take something from here. It's really little as such, it's just 1 plus health or plus 1 energy, but on the other hand, I guess they can be good. I like that. So I guess I'll just increase that one. I guess that's all. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, let's go to battle. Reed should have the afro, I think it's suited. Yeah, I think so too, to be honest. I do think so too. So Lo Feng will be facing these guys, I'd say. You can go into this direction more. You will go also help more Lo Feng, and so will you. You can be just around here. You will be probably the one to start, to be honest. Give some more energy and some sus. Nice. Enough of a thing to do. And of course they will be starting, which is totally fine. Guess I could even go with you then, next. Into here and just... counter-attack maybe. And then just have a look. What do I want to do from here? Just do a little bit of damage, I guess. That's fine. Increases your attack anyways, I think, so... he has a counter-attack too. Interesting enough. Didn't know that he did have that. I think you can just come into here then. I think I'll just do the normal shot first though. Rather than the other way around. At least almost all of that is taken care of, as in the energy. I think you will be moving next. All damage still held. Okay, let's see. How was it exactly? This was cooldown of 3, so I would prefer to do it a little bit later, I think. This was a sunburn. I could probably start with the sunburn, to be honest. Sure. Yep. He's almost dead by this, which is totally a-okay by me. And you get energy from that, so... I guess I shouldn't have gone next to you because of that fact. I could have done it from further away after all, so I should have done that. That's no fun. I hate the extra wars sometimes, for sure. Well, you will at least kill it then. From there, why not? Get rid of one at least. It's just a question of what do I want to do with you, for example, and so on and forth. I do hate that sort of stuff, but what can I do? To a line. If only I could go into a line or attack against the line in there. Would be sweet. I can't exactly. I don't know. I may be actually going into this direction because it seems like the more logical option, to be honest, at this point. And yeah, he used a lot of energy, so he's gonna come all the way over here. Not the preferred situation. At least he also suffered quite a bit with that. I do kind of feel then that I should be... It's kind of a shame that this only actually kills people that are very adjacent units. So it's not like it's actually going to deal nearly with as many as I would like. I guess I'll go and kill this thrower then, rather though. Yeah. But first, the defense. Yeah, increase defense. That will help you survive, even in hostile territories. Yeah, and yes, I meant to do this. And yes, just like that afro. Flame, just like that afro. Okay, so who do we want to act with first? Can't do this arrow yet, so that's not exactly an option. Huh, I like that. I will just move you a little bit back, I think. So you can, yeah, basically I can move one back and still shoot the deadly arrow against this one. So I will, even if you're almost dead because of it, but that's a very nice arrow to do regardless. And as long as this guy wasn't able to shoot you, you were basically okay. Can I have someone that will be able to kill this guy? At least to my knowledge, you cannot exactly be going and killing that. And you don't have the power strike yet, unfortunately, so no, you wouldn't be able to kill this guy with that. Deals 15 damage. Like, I'm wondering about going and helping her, but on the other hand, this guy cannot reach that far. So it should be actually pretty okay, even if I cannot do exactly that. So that's just a question. Should I rather then go into this direction or not? I could try to go all the way into here, I guess, with you. I guess I'll do that instead then. Not sure if that's a great option, but we can do that. This guy would be at least almost dead with the deadly jab. Almost, even if not quite. But at least close by. Yeah, I don't want to be exactly taking you very far into there, so let's just take care of more of this guy's health then, I'd say, for the moment. Some more bloodletting. You guys aren't in danger there for the moment and time being anyways. I can't really go and kill that guy after all, so I guess I'll just come and try to deal with you a little bit. You would be very close to being dead. Very, very close. Use the card. Totally fine by me. Yeah. Go and strike a little bit. You usually don't do that as a monk. It's fun to have you do something like that too sometimes. But yeah, when they so wanna just try to kill him, it's a very bad idea by them, but they always do it if they just can. Very bad idea, but so they do. Yeah, everyone in the line isn't something that I can do anymore, unfortunately. Antigen reduces defense of an enemy unit. Sure. Let's go and kill this unit with you. Read. Good job. Also got some health from that. And that guy is again dead. It surprises me so very much. You can't do anything that special, but you can do at least a few hit points again, damage. This is something. Are you... No, okay. That's not too bad. The other one would have been worse option, as in you going and trying to kill Reed in that situation when Reed had so little health. But, oh, another person, at least, also again close to him, so I'm a lot happier with that situation. Lot happier, for sure. Yeah. Just, why did I accidentally hit the energy? I didn't mean to be hitting energy. Oh well, whatever. I did that already. That was definitely not my meaning, though. That was definitely not my meaning. Well, you will go and kill it then, monk. Then it's your turn next. Of course, obviously not, but anyways, he's already attacking you, which is totally fine by me. Okay. Yep, you can do this one. Why not? Sure, your defense is really down, but who cares? Exactly. So, money and Strixes. I wonder if I do anything with those anymore. It hasn't really seemed like I can do anything more with them for a while. But yeah, you hold back the gels, giving the Bergan detachment enough time to reach the safety of the fortress. You check on Amma, who is unhurt, but looks like she might faint. It's then you notice a lonely rider from the fortress galloping towards you. Reed shrugs. It's one of the Bergans. He must have dropped something as he ran from the gels. Ah, Shek. The man leaves from his horse. Shek, commander of the guard, at your service, he says, stroking his moustache. I've come to express admiration of my men. We watch you from the wall. Your victory was magnificent. Any garrison would be happy to have all you in its ranks. Reed frowns. Does a tremendous fortress need defending? Do you expect the Frisians to besiege it? Why? Regardless, we can't turn down the invitation. We must get into Opakum. I'll agree with Reed. You're not in agreement. We really need to get to Opakum. If the Frisians lay siege to it, we'll settle the score with them. Shek twirls his moustache and smiles. We better hurry up then. The Frisians approach.
A pearl grows to protect the oyster from dirt. Doesn't the dream of freedom do the same thing in the soul of a slave?
We definitely could have gone through that chapter last time too, but of course, it's not like I could ever know if a chapter is a long one or a short one. But hey, chapter 8 then. We can definitely continue with this one. Returning to this companion ship. Oh, that is a big fortress. Interesting looking place, and we can talk to Mushon. Yay. Mushon, who previously never took his eyes off you, no longer observes your every move. Why? Did I offend you somehow, Mushon? In the past you stuck to me like a burr, except when I went to sleep or answered nature's call. You seem to have lost interest. Good old Mushon. Something like that. I don't need spy on you in here. There's nowhere to go, and there are others who will watch over you anyway. And now, are we just having a laugh, or did you have a question for me? The matter is, Ake is too busy, and I would like to know something about the coming siege. Mushroom, maybe. Uneasy, are you? Of course you are. We're going to face the enemy soon. Yes, the enemy soon. Sean Connery, huh? Yeah, as good of a Sean Connery expression as I can make. Nice voice acting, thank you. Glad to hear that it's a good voice acting. I'm trying to do my best Sean Connery. Yes. Sean Mushroom Connery. Yes. At least it's recognizable enough. If you can say Sean Connery, it's recognizable enough. So... Well, are there many soldiers in the fortress, Mushon? We have enough men to fight back 3 Frisian legions. Remember, Hopper, the Opakum's bastions have never been taken. We also have plenty of water and food in the fortress. It's better than the original. There's much less siege than food and water, Mushon. Impenetrable walls have been known to collapse. How far is the Frisian army from Opakum? Not at all after patrols have returned yet. We cannot be absolutely sure, but it's likely that the Frisians will be here by the end of the day. We barely made it, Hopper. We haven't made it yet, Mushon. I'm afraid it's going to get rough. Any news of the Berkanan army? There are different rumors, but I wouldn't hold my breath. The Berkanan army has its own taste of protecting Ursus, Chera, and Alpius. We can manage without it, and Opakum is just on the edge of Berkana. The reaping makes no distinction between an edge and a center. No army can block its advance. I don't think that Risa is really planning to conquer all of the Berkana with 3 legions. This is something different. Well, good luck to you, Mushon. I have to go now. Thank you, sire, and same to you. Remember, he wants glory. Who seeks it? Who knows? I might even earn a captain's insignia. And that would be something, wouldn't it? At least someone finds a captain's insignia attractive. Just don't lose your head in your quest for glory. Okay, Mushroom is done. I don't need to be worried about it no more. What about you, Ake? The giant warrior feels right at home in the fortress above the Beep Siege. He can help you navigate in this chaos. You find Ake talking to some bandil. He waves a hand as he sees you. Look who's here. It's Bedagang the merchant. He was in the Alps where the raping began. He's now an advisor to Stockhead Fishy, can you imagine? Rask put in a word for him. Was just telling Baragang how we met the little fellow and then parted ways. You have to restrain yourself from wincing. Aik doesn't need to know what happened to Rask. Indeed, poor old Rask didn't really make it. Those sort of images Flame is doing. Aik doesn't need to know what happened to Rask. Meanwhile, Barakan is looking at you as if he is reading your mind. You nod to him and try to ask something, but Aik butts in. The big fellow laughs and taps the Vantil on the shoulder. Barakan's gonna arrange our stay and dinner so we don't have to huddle in Parax. Well, Kendricks will arrive shortly, so I will have to deal with some urgent matters. Okay. Who is a Barakan? Barakan follows Aik with his eyes, then turns to you. It is no accident that we met here, my dear book lover. I can see the questions swarming in your head. Ask away. You look at the Vandil warrior turned merchant and see a man who has lost his loved ones. He is also a man gifted with second sight. There must have been shamans in his bloodline. Interesting.
Hey!
You look at me more intensely than the damsels look at the silks on my stalls. Come, ask away, for I have a lot on my plate. Rask is nowhere to be found, and I'm busy as a bee. Did you see Albius because of the reaping? You cannot run away from the reaping. What unnerved me were the people, or were they even people? Some wear monster skin, others cardinal's robes. Still others wear regular clothes just as you do. You can see these things. Did you have shamanic ancestors? You saw the Reaper then, but you ran away from the Cardinal, not from the Reaper. Why are you not running away from me?
Hey!
To the Reaper, I'm nothing. He can have us all in one go. The Cardinal, on the other hand, had a personal interest in me. You see, he needed eyewitness accounts of the events in Albius. I'm glad it's not me he has come here for. As for trouble, you bring it only onto yourself. Holding his book like that all the time must be hell on his arm. True, true. It must. Did you see anything out of ordinary in Albius?
Huh?
I've seen a sorcery of all kinds. It's like a blinding light to me. First, a young woman came to Albius, and I swear I've never seen a finer lass in my full life. After that, it seemed to me that the sky went dark with storm clouds. It was then that the Reaper appeared. Finally, when the bell began to peal, the darkness started to dissipate. What can you tell me about Thorn Prenin, or his daughter? Are they sorcerers too? How did they resist the Reaper?
Huh?
That I cannot tell. They say you can spend all your life cracking nuts, but break a tooth on the millionth. The Brenins are tough to crack, like these nuts. There is something special about them. What exactly, I do not know. Why did you decide to stay in Opakum? It's easier to breathe here. The pestilences I narrowly escaped in Albius seems to be less potent. Even the Cardinal here is different. I'm nevertheless afraid these blessings won't last. Why is that? And why are you here if they won't last?
Aha!
I see everything, but I cannot explain it all. The darkness thickens. Soon it will engulf Opakum. What lies at the heart of the darkness is not my concern. I just know that there is nowhere else to run. Everything will be decided here. I can feel it. That's it for questions, but there is something I want to tell you. I have bad news for you, Barakan. Your friend Rask lost his life. Lost it completely and irrevocably. It happened several days ago. I don't want to talk about it, but you should abandon all hope of ever seeing him again. I knew Rask was no more the moment it happened. I sensed trouble in him, just like I sensed it in you. I'm no sorcerer, of course, I just feel it. I won't prattle, I promise. No need to attract attention. You see and feel everything. You ran away from the Cardinal, but stayed put when he came to Opakum. You saw trouble in Rask, and Rask is no more. You saw trouble in me, yet I still live. I do not know whether to believe you. I'm neither a demon nor an idol to be in need of faith. I'm only a humble merchant, a vandal who lost his homeland. No, I have no use for fate. All I know is that I can hear and see things. You don't have to listen if you are not interested. You can hear and see, you say? Alright, tell me the most important thing then. What is the source of this horror?
Hey!
I see a beast, shrouded in mist. It's huge and drowsy. This beast is looking for a door through which it can enter. And if it does, terrible misfortune awaits us all. What kind of door is that? Can it be concealed? That chance. The beast is too strong and cunning. You conceal one door, he'll find another. Robbing it while it tries to get it is another matter. And it could work. Sounds like you are raving. Are you sure you're not running a fever? I have told you everything already. There should be a mark. The person through whom misfortune will enter Obakum will be marked with a sign. What sign and who exactly, I do not know. I should be going now. Riddles and cryptic words have been getting on my nerves these past 2 days. Okay, well, that's a discussion. Goronzon, yay. Men here. Both of them are red. The mystery of the lifeless sacred stone is nagging at your mind. You should definitely have a look at it. The guardian will find you even if you do not announce your presence. Perhaps it's better to leave him alone for the moment. I'll go to men here then first. From the outside, the fortress looked frozen in frightened expectation. But inside, it's a buzz with life. Hundreds, even thousands of soldiers scurry to and fro. Arrows and stones are being hauled onto the walls. Kindling is piled under huge cauldrons filled with slabs of tar. Horses are neighing nervously. A baby is crying. Clear underwear is being hung out to dry. If dead is night, you might as well wear clean clothes. A short distance from the gate, you see the mysterious rock jutting out of the ground like a black fang. You have been to Obakum many times, and every time you stood here, admiring the ominous lifeless men here and the white ruins smashed and pushed into the ground at its feet. Over the centuries, the men here has become part of the wall, while the white boulders have magically disappeared. In fact, all you can see is a single cracked lintel which used to rest on a row of columns. What is so special about this men here except that it has destroyed an ancient chapel from which it rose? It's 1,000-year-old mystery, an everlasting one. People seem to avoid it without ever even thinking about it, and there is a ring of emptiness around the rock even in the crowd-thronged square. You stop at a distance, as if you were afraid too. So, I read that wrong first, but what is so special about this man here except that it destroyed an ancient chapel from which it rose? Someone stands behind you, not too close, but not too far either. Only for a moment you believe it's Amma. You're lost and in strange love, but you listen sharply and realize that it's someone else, familiar yet different. She has come to speak to you, and it's not a conversation you can avoid. Ah, Philia. You turn around to face a tall, blonde woman. The way she looks at you suggests that she already knows everything you could tell her. Her resemblance to Amma is striking, only her hair is not as fair. My name is Philia. I've been waiting for you. Mother told me that you would certainly come here. Of course I did. Your mother drove me here with promises, riddles, and cunning. She even cursed me. Who is your mother? I can only tell you what I know myself. My mother, I call her Sheila. She goes by Unda for those who have never met her. Believe me, if she had given anyone a burden, she would have shouldered twice as much herself. This is the least of my concerns at the moment. Tell me, can I get rid of the curse in Obakum or not? Why don't you draw your sword and ask me whether you could win a duel? How am I supposed to know? I'm not a fencing expert, I know not your opponent, nor do I know in fact. Don't ask me about the matters you're supposed to know yourself. This is not the reason I'm here. Why are you here? Where are my secret words? Are they only the men here? On the men here? There's nothing. Where's the stone I'm supposed to read? You came to the right place, Blank, but you are looking the wrong way. The words you need are on the white stone, which is much more ancient than the men here crushing it. Come closer, and you'll see it. I've studied the ruins of the ancient chapel 1,000 times and never saw a single word inscribed on them. Who could have done it? The Obakum guards keep close watch on the men here, even though it's been dead for 1,000 years. Pelia looks kinda cool, even though she has a weird way of wearing her head thingy. True. Yes, I see an inscription. It wasn't there before. It says, because you carry misfortune within you. Because you carry misfortune within you? You look dumbfounded. Is anything else written on the stone? What is it called? This scarf? I have no idea what else it should be called than just a food something or another. Take into yourself that which you can take, for there is no one else to take it. And if you do not burn out, carry it. And with every step your burden shall become heavier, for you carry it for many, and their number increases still. You will save yourself by saving others, but you will not keep misfortune away, because you carry misfortune within you. That is the thing that we did here before too. No one else to take it, and if you do not burn out, carry it, and with every step your burden shall become heavier, when you carry it for many and their number increases still. You will save yourself by saving others, but you will not keep misfortune away, because you carry misfortune within you. Shawl or scarf, like Kira said, just like that. Doesn't have specific name. Well, I don't know a specific name at least for that, so I don't know. I can see the first 6 phrases. They are all here, except for the 7th. Does that mean I didn't have to go chasing all those fragments? I could have just read them here. There is more to it than meets the eye. Everything has its price. Some words are like heavy boulders. They can crush a person with their fate if they are dumped all at once. Where is the 7th stone then? It all started with these instructions. Follow the guiding one. Collect the 7 parts of wisdom. Read this and be saved. Where is the 7th fragment? I'm in Obakum. There's no one else to go. My hand is black and my heart is rent with pain. My message is this. You will find the last words in the very end, or else on the dearest one. Don't ask me to interrupt this. I don't know what it means. Dearest one, so would it be the... What was her name? The old woman, the one he met in the very start. Maybe? Cowl. It might be that too. Thanks, Tayundo. Yes, thank you. Think. That's it. What am I supposed to do with this message? How can I save for myself? Handing over a package. I have nothing else to say. You can have your book back. Mother sends it with apologies for borrowing it. Without prior notice. There is great power within it, though it's not in the paper nor the binding. Damnation. Quite a family you've got. If everything good gets sorted out, my arm, the reaping, the war, this accursed spell, your mother's better stay away from me. It won't just sort itself out, Blank. We'll discuss this later. Well, Corazon then, eh? No probe. The Cardinal will find you even if you do not announce your presence. Perhaps it's better to leave him alone for the moment. Well, it's not like they've got any other options, so I guess I'm gonna go and meet him. At this point. Hello there, you're called Hopper now, right? Why are you here while Thorn Brennin's daughter is not? Where is she? I'm just a humble scribe. Goronson, not a god. I'm not all powerful. Cleda Prenin, I'm afraid, has gone missing. You cannot imagine how deeply this saddens me, Plank. It's not the end of the world, but I will remember this. Tell me, why are you still in Opakum? The Vrisians are approaching. It's not like you stay in besieged fortress. Don't make excuses. I know that you consider bravery foolish. Okay, food as a synonym for call, so yeah. I don't know. Do I look like someone who makes excuses? He who comes on time does not rush. How can I leave Opagon without presenting my compliments to the glorious King Tree? He will come here, you'll see. Decision. Why did you need Thorn? Need Thorn? What makes you think so? Did I say so? No, I don't really need him. I was just curious. It's not every day that you see someone who could resist a Reaper. Did you plan to test him yourself? I would test his daughter, although I might seem she may have a higher purpose, it might seem. Are you still mad at Treek? I always settle my debts, especially if I owe puny mortals. I don't remember at all what I gave Goronson the voice before, but anyways, Goronson is just a lovely guy. You owe me, Goronson. Thanks to you, my full arm has turned black. Filaments of darkness are crawling towards my heart. I ask of you, leave King Treek alone. Why do you request King Treek? Since when did you take interest in officials? Normally you protect the weak and the poor. Consider it my whim. King Treek can be poorish and rash, but given due the credit stuck at Vichy, there's no better commander for the fortress. Could it be that you do not want Opagon to endure the siege? It will not endure, Blank, but I will grant your wish regardless, at least until Opagon falls and darkness consumes your heart. What are they preparing to do in Opakum? What can you arrange in Opakum? It's a clean place, isn't it what it's called? Isn't this what it's called? As if the lands sweat by the reaping were filthy. The Umbra from Frisia didn't focus on Opakum for no reason, did they? I cannot speak for them, but I can make conjectures. I believe they want to wake the dead men here, or something else. If you don't need me anymore, I would like to take my leave. You may bow to me and leave then. I don't want to bow to you. Suddenly, a bell starts ringing over Opakum. The melody is different from what you've heard in Albius. It's ragged and rushed, as if the bell ringer is trying to deliver an urgent message. The defenders drop everything they were doing, running errands, toiling to prepare for the siege, and look up in the frozen expectation. Something must have happened, and it's not the Frisians' arrival, as soldiers in the bastions are also staring at the bell tower. You look around for someone who could offer an explanation, but, like you, the soldiers' troubled faces reflect no understanding on what is going on. In times of war, a bell seldom rings for a good reason. There is a commotion at the southern gate, though. Several riders come in. They have too few to be reinforcements, yet too numerous to be messengers. Maybe it's the other group that we play with? I don't know. You strain your eyes and start recognizing faces. Time to brace yourself for the bad news. And the woman was Amma. Treek. King Treek. The first person you recognize is Shek, master of the guard from Ursus. Oh, they arrive first. He leaps off his horse and tends to another rider who is wearing a superior cape and whose weapon have a glint of the finest steel. It's Treek, now king. He shows Shek aside and gets off his horse himself. The party must have had a perilous journey. Hey, Hoat. It's been a while since we've seen Hoat. Count Vichy comes out to greet the king and attempts to bow. But Trick nods to him and praises him like an old friend. He then sends Shek to help another rider, a fair-haired and fair-skinned lad in royal cape very much like Trick's. Has Prince Holt recovered? It's probably him, but he looks very weak. And then Amma. Yep, Amma, and they are of course coming too. You shake your head. This entourage is too scant for a king. It's definitely not the Cheranan army. Something must have happened in Hyborg. Who is that white-haired woman among the soldiers? It cannot be, it's Amma. What is she doing here? And where did she come from? Staggering, she walks to the men here while you stand rooted to the spot. Once again, something interrupts your brooding and awakens you from your stupor. It looks like another company has arrived in Opakum. Is this Trick's mounted rear guard catching up to him in the fortress? The riders are wounded. The horse is exhausted. Of course not, because it's Lo Beng. You spot an Akon among the newcomers. A warrior from the Isle of Shadows is someone you least expected to see. You wonder what he's doing in Opakum. The two companies merge. You watch Stacket Vichy point a finger towards the main bastion as he explains something to King Trick. Deep in conversation with them is Ake. The giant looks around, sees you and gestures for you to join the discussion. Okay. I wonder what was or should be his voice. I don't remember if I met him before. Do I see the infamous book lover? Skip the kneeling part. In times like this, kneeling only good for the scaffold. If you're lucky enough to even make it that far. I've spoken to Ake and Count Fishy and learned some curious facts. You are the book lover from Isana. I have a lot of questions for you, Hopper. Some more important than others. I'm glad to see you only because of my son is still alive. Otherwise, I've seen better days. You're not planning to take down Opakum's keep, I hope. Never mind me, I didn't mean to offend you. Your Majesty, I asked the gods to spare me from Royal Frat and Royal Craze. We did our best, but we can't take credit for saving your son. He was just lucky. We'll still discuss this later. Now people praise you for your knowledge. If you're truly as wise as they say, tell me this. What do the Reapers want and why are they helping Frisia? Why did they drive us to this fortress? And what is so special about Opakum? The secret of Opakum lies with its men here, I think. Gotta say, this game has some strange words. Isn't it that? Who needs a man here that hasn't healed a single ailing suppliant? Frisia and the Reapers are unlikely to be preoccupied with healing Bergans, Your Majesty. Temple servants know more about the sacred stones than I do, but I doubt that even they would be able to answer your question. The Reapers also want Opakum to fall. Then why did they give me an escape route that would bring me here? The Reapers didn't just split open Hyborg's defenses, it cleared the road to Opakum. Yeah, very strange. I'm asking myself the same question. I'm not a Reaper, Your Majesty, but I suspect that for some reason he wants you to seek sanctuary in Opakum. And the Reapers are definitely not helping Frisia. They're helping no one. This doesn't seem quite accurate. It's the Berkanan fortresses the Reapers are taking. Berkanan warriors they're setting at each other's throat. How doesn't that count as helping Frisia to beat us in this war? The past has taught us that the Reapers do not help anybody. They are Berkanan enemies as much as they are Frisia's. When they destroy one camp, the other rejoices and considers it help. Until it too is destroyed, that is. I can see that your wisdom is overrated. Of course. You'd better be a fighter chronicle than an advisor. We are the pivotal point in history, and what follows is worth writing down in your annals. Don't leave out the details. That's the thing that the freaking Reaper asked us to do too. You can rely on me, Your Majesty. Everything I witness will be recorded, and you'll certainly have a copy of the scroll in your archives. I hope that our descendants live to read all this. Now go. We'll let you know if you are needed. I definitely want to meet Amma, of course, but let's go talk to Shek first. Shek has arrived with the king's entourage. You can ask him about the events in Hyborg. Sure. Didn't expect to see you here, Harber. I have overheard your conversation with the king. I gather you have some questions for me too. Hello, Shek. I probably won't be the only one asking questions. Everyone in Opakum is wondering what has happened to Hyborg. Hyborg has fallen. It would have endured even though the Kells and the Vandals made a country road through the swamp. Had the Reapers not appeared by the main gate, I haven't seen him myself, but apparently it was the same one as in Albius. The gods let him in, and then hacked each other to pieces. We were lucky to have escaped with our lives. Look at this creepy smile. That Shek or whatever his name is. Yes, he is Shek. Yes, it is a creepy smile. You don't say. Why didn't you retreat to Ursus or Chera? Did you hear what I said about the Culture Road? Thousands of Kells and Vandals used it to cross to the old Gebonan Road and block it completely. We didn't plan to burrow in Opakum, it's just that there was no choice, as if some superior force drove us here. Who haven't they yet called to Opakum? Why are the Northern Umbra doing this? I hope that my insights are not too late. Did you send for reinforcements? Of course we sent for reinforcements, though I fear no messenger got through. As the carrion pigeons picked off with arrows right at Hyborg's towers. Imagine waking up to his face. You open your eyes and bam! We've been rounded up, Shek. If what you're saying is true, there are enemies coming by Marsh Road, and soon enough they'll come to trap with Frisia on the other side. On the one side, and Kells and Vandals on the other. The Reapers do not personally fight in wars. It's not entirely true. As a boy, I've heard the story of a great battle. 700 years ago, was it? Imagine that. There were 5 Reapers fighting in the Battle of the Drowsy Deep. 702 years ago, Shek. That battle was different. The final one. So it seemed at the time. Right now, a single Reaper can cause more than enough trouble. Where did you meet the white-haired woman? Amma, you say? What makes you think she's here? She keeps to herself. She even has bodyguards who help us wipe out the pursuing enemies near Opakum. One of the guards is an acorn. Can you believe it? It's the first time I saw one of them close up. Amma used to have hundreds of acorns by her side. Don't look at me like that. I'm just reminiscing. It's kind of funny that Ten happened to find exactly Amma. That, or indeed, he was sent to Amma, considering that that clan was anyway set up by Amma originally to and everything. Everyone is stuck with one expression. He just got unlucky and was left with an unfortunate grin. And yeah, it would be terrifying. It would be terrifying. I concur too. We'll have a chance to talk later, maybe. That's true. A besieged fortress is like a ship. You can't you can't get away, even if you're sick and tired of each other's. In truth, though, I'm just busy with other matters. I hope to find Branfishy. He's probably hiding under his father's wing. The bastard took up with the Ursus god salary. That even? Unbelievable. And he's the count. Anything can happen, I guess. I'm sure, though, that the Stuggard will not turn his son over, even to the king. He would rather wall him up in a hole to save his own face. You're right. I won't ask about him. If he shows himself, he'll regret it. Otherwise, he can live wherever he's walled up. I hope he chokes on the money he's stolen. Okay. You glance towards the square and notice a warrior who looks familiar, even though you could swear you've never met him before. He grins at you and looks around nervously, as if he doesn't want to be recognized. A vague hunch arises in your mind. Truget. I have no idea who this is. The stranger nods to you, comes closer and addresses you in a hushed voice. Your suspicions is correct, Hopper, isn't it? Yes, I know that you all go by the name these days. It's me, Karbach. But for the moment, please call me Truget. Or don't call me anything, at least until Koronsul leaves Opakum. I don't want to attract attention. Karbach. You didn't expect to meet another Kuro here and shake your head in wonder. Has someone gathering us here for a purpose? Why in Terminium did you come to Opakum? This may be a clean place, but some clean places are worth staying clear of. Truget nods. The curse on your hand tells me that you didn't come here out of your own free will. If only I could help you. Unlike you, I am here by chance. My student was in danger and I rescued him. There's nowhere else to take him other than Opakum. His grandfather is in command here. Ah, an understanding washes over you. Staket Vish's grandson, that Mact Brennin you are talking about. What's become of him? Have you heard that what happened to his father? Would you know anything about Cleda Brennin? Can I talk someday? I wanted to make a joke about this Count being a... but yeah, that's too easy, right? Way too easy. Truget shrugs. Mact is in a bad shape, but he'll live. Granted, Hopakun holds, of course. I do know about Thorn and I grieve for him. He was a good warrior. As for his daughter, she most likely perished somewhere deep in the Vandal forest. The family has had it rough. Well, I have to go now. I don't want to be seen too often. Please, don't give me away. Won't be giving you away. You promise this to Truget with a nod and then watch him walk away, suddenly aware of the fact that you have no children, grandchildren, or any other offspring. Perhaps it's for the best. There isn't much pleasure in constantly saving your loved ones from Adna's hatred and utter misfortunes. Also, what's up with those names? Truget, Karbach? Are those names particular to a certain country or is it all just made up? I don't know. You're looking into Borderlands details. It seems that my choices are either to buy the big collection or buy them separately. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know, Tayonta. I don't know, man. I ended up just to make sure that I would have them both. I would bought the package where there was the Tales from the Borderlands, even though I don't need it. Plus, then the other game. Indeed, the Kotu edition of Borderlands, so to speak. So that should have everything for sure. At least I just wanted to make sure that that would be the way at least then. But I'm not sure if that's the only way or what is the best way. I really can't say. And thus it's not the end of the world if we can't experience the DLCs, but of course it would be nice. I'm not sure if Sare has them either, to be honest. So I don't know. I do not know. But anyways, Amma then. Amma's presence makes you feel like you're back in the fields of the Drowsy Deep 700 years ago. Don't be a nuisance. You're not a nuisance, Tayonta. I'll figure something out. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that I can't really advise very well with that, but you're not a nuisance. Don't say that, okay? Don't say that. But yeah. Amma. You stand quietly next to Amma until she finally meets your gaze. Why are you here? I'm not a seer, but I sense that the Reapers are plotting something, gathering everyone here. They want to kill you, Blanc, but turn your spirit to ash. And turn your spirit to ash. Forever. Irreversibly. I thought you should know. Who are they? Adna, Archhawk, Tropkal, maybe others as well. Adna paid me a visit. What did she tell you? Who would benefit from my death? Whatever the Reapers do, they do for a reason. There aren't too many lower Umbra left. They want to hold a ritual. A triple sacrifice. Yourself, Shillan, and I would guess Karpah. Killing 3 Umbra should release enough power to awaken one of the gods, who will become incarnate in the Chosen One. Someone marked with a special sign. Someone strong enough to endure such a burden. That's interesting, like killing all these 3 would somehow awaken a god in a very specific person. Well, they are on my DLC list, so I really should have them, yeah. That's what at least I did as well, that I checked the DLC list from the properties at least, and at least for sure now I have them. I probably wouldn't have needed to go and buy them, to be honest, or the other thing, but I just made it to be on the 100% sure side. But yeah, it's not much trouble for me, but I just don't want to keep you guys from experiencing them in stream at least. Yeah, no worries, Tayunda. Nonetheless. Besides, I'm sure there's still plenty of the game left anyways, even if we don't go and do the DLCs immediately. But okay, so they wanna resurrect a god or awaken a god. Wake up, Amma. You're one of us. If what you say is true, then you're in danger. I'm here, and Karpah is close by, but Shillan is dead. However, Opakun has been cleansed. The Reapers are powerless here. It's you who needs to wake up, Plank. They killed Shillan but didn't let him go. Artak swallowed him and will spit him out here. The curse binding you to that body makes you an easy target. Karpah will be the 3rd. Why not me? I served them once again. They have other plans for me. Coronson is also their servant, and there might be others too. Why not me? I served them once again. So, Amma somehow was convinced to go and serve them because of Adna going and talking to her? I don't know. Why do you serve them again? Adna found me and touched me with her crooked staff. Out of her 4 shadows, I'm the only one left. I can still shield my thoughts from her. I still have the power to go where I will, but I'm already her slave. I control this body, for now, but her spores are hatching inside it. Had it not been for Opakum... So she is kind of partially being possessed. Yeah, you can get them of course later too. Yep, don't need to worry about it. If Opakum's purity isn't limitless, why are you here? The moment the protection fades, Adna will have her way with you. I will do whatever she wants. I'm here because you're in danger. Though frankly speaking, you're not the reason I came. I fancied that I saw a glimmer of hope, a happy resolution, and you have to work for it. But I don't know what exactly you're supposed to do. Did Coronson betray the Temple of the Divine Retribution? Could be. It's also possible that there is no distinction between the Temple of Divine Retribution and the Temple of the Divine Wrath. Instead, there is only one temple, and the waging of sacred wars was simply an act of deception. When you and 12 fellow Umbra took the field of the Drowsy Deep, didn't you wonder why Coronson wasn't there? Nor Ananiel, nor Ene. That's over the top, I refuse to believe it. Coronson is one son of a bitch, but Ananiel is not, nor is Ene. Even though I cannot vouch for Ene, I can tell you one thing about my curse. It's not their handiwork. It takes away from the reaping. It upsets Coronson. Someone else had cast it. This is what I don't understand. But it's irrelevant right now. Whether a human sorcerer tried to stop the reaping or Ananiel is playing games of his own, they're only pebbles which won't stop a rockfall. How are they going to take over Opakum? It has to do with the men here. It's not truly dead. All men here are different. The water menhir doesn't accumulate poison because it stands in the middle of a stream. The roaming menhir wanders around the Vale of Mercy. When the little menhir burned out, the Ashen Wasteland was created, and this one simply appeared in the wrong place. What do you mean, in the wrong place? 1,000 years ago it grew out of the chapel that was already ancient, destroying it in the process. I've touched the remaining blocks 1,000 times, even dug up some of them. There's no power in those stones. I would have felt it. What if their lack of power is the flip side of the powerlessness of the dead men here? It was you who led Atna to me, unwittingly. A month ago you came to me and traded a book. It was imbued with the same power as this chapel. Of all of us, you should know. That's bad. So we even let Atna there to her on the god's death. When we escaped the ashes of our dying world, the gods did everything in their power to save us. They sacrificed themselves. They set up menhirs to protect us in this new world. Yet something went wrong, and the reapings began. That's what I thought, because my pity for mortals was blinding me. Now listen to me. Forget about mortals. Think about the gods. They do not make mistakes and nothing can go wrong when they are at work. One of them didn't sacrifice himself. He has floated between sleep and death ever since. He is the one who set the previous world ablaze. He is the one they want to awaken. So the bad god that wanted to destroy everything. And the pool of Opakum is a gigantic altar for its sacrifice. You're out of your mind. Triumpra, some sort of sign, a chosen one, a divine incarnation. Who taught you this nonsense? Was it Atna? Don't you know that you cannot trust her as far as you can throw her? I wish it was nonsense, but I divined it myself. The visions are hazy and difficult to make out, as if fate is still deciding how the dice will roll. Vases swim around and fade. The only ones I can see clearly are Shilan's and yours. Yours is not dead, most of the time. Okay. Let's forget all our misfortune and leave this place together. Yeah, like that would be possible. Do you still believe your will is free? Or do you hope to repair a house that is already in ruins? I'm very tired. A certain Philia was supposed to escort me to a quiet place where I can rest. There she is, already looking for you. My offer stands. And yeah, you can find it for sheep. We can always use the family sharing feature and give you the access to the account. For example. That's very kind of you though, Flame. Amma reminds me of my older Siri, honestly. Well, the wall. You have no more pressing matters. All that's left is wait for the siege to begin. Things past cannot be recalled. The thoughts sting, so you turn around, head to the main bastion and climb the stairs to the top of the wall. The green sea of the Vandil forest stretches before you. The battles of the Vandil swamp glisten and oily black. On the north, the Milky Mountains reach for the sky. Only now does Amma's meaning slowly sink in. Your old life and world as you know it are coming to an end. A bell starts to peal over the keep. From the west, still far away, comes the twangy melody of Frisian horns and the beating of war drums. The distance muffles the clanging armor and marching feet, the squeaking axles of baggage-train carts, but the wind carries a faint odor of sweat, dirt and greasy cooking. Frisian legions are approaching Opakum. The siege will begin in a matter of hours. The sun is disappearing behind dark clouds. But I guess you didn't play Witcher games yet, so that doesn't tell you much. Yeah, it didn't, especially before you mentioned that, but I think I might know who Sirith is, but I'm not sure, to be honest, so as said, it will be blind someday.
In the place where everything ends, the source of all being must flow. If you don't see it, you're not there yet.
I would kind of be loving to be able to finish this game today, but there was at least a lot of reading just a moment ago, so we'll see how much reading there will be soon. At least there will be a huge siege. I wonder if there's any way for me to win anymore when Thor and Gleda aren't here. Maybe there ain't. No chance. So both sides full of guys. And yeah, quick chapters. Indeed. Many quick chapters right now. You look down from the ramparts. The Frisian legions are already at Opakum. There are many thousands of warriors, hundreds of siege engines, and, for reasons unknown, a horde of prisoners. The Reapers are planning something. You cannot see them yet, but you feel their presence. Have a closer look at the prisoners. They're kept in the black, but you clearly see thousands of people in shackles. Besides them are guards and some mysterious barrels. A worried ache climbs the rampart. Can you believe it? Turns out Bran made it out of Ursus with the guardsmen wages. Goronson left Opakum and got past the shells somehow. Stackett has urgently summoned you to a feast celebrating King Trick's rescue. Shek has been murdered. It makes my head spin. Shek has been murdered? Now, all of a sudden. You can't conceal your astonishment. What do you mean murdered? The assault hasn't even begun. Egg shrugs. I don't know how it happened. Some pastor shot him with a crossbow. Here, take this bundle. Before he died, Shek told me to pass it on to you. All I understand is that the woman in their company brought this to the fortress. So Amma? 2 layers of cloth, your fingers recognize the knife you left with Nama. Amma. Yeah, it's a very important knife. It seems to be an omen, and something Amma best not know about. Okay. Well, I guess there's gotta be a feast. His creepy smile became his undoing. Pretty much. Feast. You've no inclination to feast in a besieged fortress, but being absent isn't an option, okay? Someone saw him and shot him on sight. Makes sense. Yep. It seems inappropriate to feast with the city under siege. Nevertheless, tables have been laid in the throne room and courtiers mill about. No one touches the food, all waiting for the king and Count Vichy. Halberdiers guard the empty chairs, tension grows in the room. You notice Philia standing beside you. Sure, I'll try to weave a protective spell. You try to weave an enchantment against evil magic, but the force overtaking the mess hall is much stronger. Is the reaping affecting you? Philia presses her fingers to her temples, winches and shakes her head. I don't understand. The entire feast feels like a delusion, as if everyone stays. If this is sorcery, its complexity is beyond my comprehension. Look at all the faces. Mushrooms pale as a ghost. It's not the obvious enemy making them anxious, but some other menace. You're about to nod, but then trumpets announce the king entering with his entourage. He looks glum. You read a mixture of confusion and frustration on his face. Still, he nods to the assembly and makes his rounds, shaking hands and embracing guests. Philia addresses you. Do you feel this menace too? I cannot figure out its source or target. Looking from side to side, the giant wipes sweat from his brow and stands on tiptoe. He looks like a predator sensing prey, but the enchantment seems to loosen its grip. Well, we talk to Philia, I will reassure Philia. You turn to reassure Philia, and she indicates with a quick nod that she can feel the tension subsiding. Philia bows to the king. Someone is mocking us. The enchantment vanished, she whispers to you angrily. You answer in kind. Mocking costs nothing, unless it's torture, of course. The feast goes on in gloomy silence, everyone realizing that it may be their last. The awkward feast is over. Apart from King Trick's inspiring speech, there was nothing noteworthy. Something odd was in the air, like a strand of a strange spell, but unless you're imagining things, the spell didn't work. Okay then. Oh dear, Mushon voice again, eh? After this much already reading. Can I do it? Are you gonna leave before Mushon talks? Fine enough then, Flame Rushi. Good night and sweet dreams to you. And see you on Sunday. So Mushon is walking to and fro, striking up conversation with various guards in the square. Mushon hurries across the square near the gate. Hey friend, what's the rush, you call to him? The assault hasn't begun. No need to seek cover yet. But yes, indeed. And have a good weekend, Flame. Mushon lashes out. Mushon has never sought cover. No, I needed to talk to a party town from Ursus. I showed them the arrow that killed Shek. I said it looked familiar, and I was right. Brand vicious mercs use arrows like this. It was them. The Count Wretched's son hiding under his daddy's wing in the fortress. Okay. You ask Mushon to elaborate. Not so fast. I've heard the story of the stolen funds. Brand's twin or not. Why would he kill Shek? What does it change? Mushon grins. Clearly not familiar with the ways of the court. The main strategy is to wait it out. Half a year go by, a year at most, and they forget about the funds. Count Stacketfishy might settle the matter too. For now, Brand should lie low. He's in hiding again after running into Shek. Just wait. He'll crawl out and blame Shek. Well, I'd better go. The assailants won't make us wait, though they say that the parley party is already into fortress. I don't feel that I did as good of a job with Mushon voice now, but whatever. As I said, too much reading. Philia decided to stay by the men here. It's worth talking to her, sure. You notice Philia, who's been absent a while. Philia, where have you been? You call out. I told you to stay here. I can't help you if you're far away. Philia breaks into a crooked smile. Are you counting on someone's help? Do you remember the advice given to you? Spell broken into 7 fragments. You're frustrated. What's the point? Where can I find the phrase 7 fragments? What does the end refer to? How can any of this help me? Philia breaks into a crooked smile. So you do need help? Have you forgotten that one of the 5 might awaken? Or haven't you realized what's going on here? Ask about the one of the 5. Anger becomes hatred. What does she know about the 5 gods, you ask? If she knew and has power of her own, why would she need me? Philia gives you a reproachful look. This is not at all important. The crux of the matter is, should we or shouldn't we kill the marked one? If yes, when? Now? The awakening one shall then find a different path. At the moment of awakening, what if we miss? Later, he won't let us near him. Think, Hopper. So indeed, the one that would be wanting to go and turn into, or who would be the one to get the god resurrecting inside of them. Should we kill them at what point? But I don't know who has that mark anyways. Who is the one who is marked is my question. Is it Mac, the son, or the Kledas brother? I don't know. I don't know, man. A wall. A good place to observe the Riesian army and do something, sure. You observe the enemy army from the walls of Opakum. For the 100th time, it seems that all of the existence verges on collapse. Are your premonitions true this time? Suddenly, you see Philia. She wants to talk. Something troubles her. There's something I don't understand. Someone said that the Riesians had brought thousands of prisoners. I've seen the mass of them on the left-hand side there. Where are they? Gods in heaven, I see piles of bodies. They slaughtered all of them. But to what end? Are they going to hurl corpses at us? Seeing piles of corpses makes you frown. We'll learn soon enough, I'm afraid. What's the commotion in the front lines? Are they launching an attack? Philia squints. No, it's a parley party with a white track on a stick. That big-bellied Frisian must be an important official. I wonder what they hope to negotiate. A peaceful settlement? It's not likely, you laugh bitterly. The Riesians will storm the fortress, unless of course we choose to surrender. probably what they'll suggest. Hey, I think I see a messenger heading towards us. You recognize Musham.
Staket Vichy shamanship, Hopper. I've been negotiating with the Frisians, but we lack a good interpreter. The Count is going to placate them with a feast, and then shush out on their intentions. How is your Frisian? Do you even speak it?
You accept the invitation. I speak Frisian better than most Frisians. I'll come, though if I were you, I'd poison the ambassadors and be done with them. They'll just play for time or deceive you outright. I'll be there soon. Gels. Throne room. Gels. Well, what about the Gels won't parley, but you can look at their army? Sure, let's have a look at the army. You see Aig towering ahead above the others, walk towards the main gate. He is clearly worried. Aig catches your eye and approaches. If you're a wise man, can you explain this, wretched Gills? I understand, Frisia, but what quarrel do the mountain people have with us? They got Opakum from the east and south. We're surrounded and there's no way out. Tell the truth. You look Aig in the eye. Sorcery is involved, of course, but seed won't sprout on rock. Do you know the source of the Gels' rage? Berkana oppressed them for hundreds of years. Can you imagine how many villages burned? How much blood was split? It takes another several hundred years for the memories to fade.
Are you making excuses for them?
Aig asked, perplexed.
In my time, Berkana never invaded their land, but Gels robbed caravans regularly. Shot prisoners heads off, tortured them to death too. They don't treat us like humans.
We should treat them as humans even if they don't. Some, not all. Maybe murderers and thieves, but they're still people. Not all Berkanans are perfect either.
Aig frowns in confused. I don't understand. What are we to do with the Gels once the raping is over? Which warn them?
You give a mirthless laugh. It's not for us to decide, I'm afraid. No use calling for vengeance on the field of death. We still need to live through the siege. For now, crush all the Gels you can, or they will crush you. Throne room, you'd better not make Staket Vichy and the Frisian ambassadors wait. Sure. Too much reading. The throne room has been cleared. The tables are gone, only the throne looms over the ancient hall. Its solemn occupant is Count Staket Vichy. He beckons you closer. You stand at his side and bow. At this moment, the doors are flung open, revealing the parley party. A pot-bellied official paddles in front, followed by several warriors. Many more royal guards remain in the throne room, so Staket is hardly in danger. Still, the two figures keeping their distance look highly suspicious. Pelko Soturi is here. The pot-bellied man looks around. Instead of bowing, he nods contemptuously at the throne. You find an interpreter? He asked in broken Berkanan. The language is too harsh for Frisian lips. I be Count Pelko Soturi, leader of legions and king's own blood. Who is to speak with me? There's been one battle between all this reading? Yep, pretty much one, and it was very start. That one battle. Yep, Pelko Soturi is back. Indeed. Taking Staket Vichy's hint, you step forward. I will translate your words, Count, you say in Frisian, the replies too if you wish. Count Pelko Soturi stares at you for a moment. I ask for help if I forget a word. For now I try to speak my own, he announces. Why isn't the king present? Or the prince at least? Didn't the Gels chase them all the way from Hyberg? I'd hope to see their faces. Should I give up? You'll have to be content with talking to me, Pelko Soturi. Count to count, so to say. You're related to the kings of Frisia, I've been told. But I've never believed that it's you in command of the army scattered outside Opakum's walls. This should not concern you, Berkanan. Let me ask in Frisia. Interpreter, come here. Why aren't the gates wide open? Why aren't you and the other officials on your knees? Are your soldiers eager for death? Where's your king hiding? If we have a brave ruler. So funny that we could be telling completely lies. If we have a brave ruler. Or he's asking what kind of warriors you have. Uh-huh. Yeah, totally. That's what he's doing. He's asking why the gates aren't open yet. Because of the glory of the bear Kanan shines bright as her plates. You fools. Opakum will fall at Frisia's feet before the day ends. Don't hurry in your big vash, Count. Let it steep. I don't think he exactly asked it, sure. He's asking that is our king a coward because he's not showing himself, but that's not exactly he's asking if we have a brave ruler. That's wrong way to say it, but fine, he's asking what kind of warriors you have. Soon enough you'll see what my soldiers are made of, especially if you try to storm the fortress. It will be their last battle. I hope they won't foul the fortress too much with their fright as my warriors are taking it. Battles are resolved in many ways, but never by foul language. He's asking if we have a brave ruler. Braver than the most reckless Frisians in your army. You'll see for yourself very soon. Horror awaits your king. If he wants to live, he'd best kneel before me. I've come for one reason only. To convince you to surrender the fortress immediately. I'll pass on your wishes to the one who will appreciate them. Perhaps when you're crawling towards the gate to escape Okapun, he'll come out of and to have a look at you. And yes, and these negotiations count. There are sorcerers in Pelkosoturi's entourage. I can sense them weaving their spells. This is not possible. There is no reaping within Opakun's wall. No reapers and no sorcery. No reaping, true, but sorcery to be sure. Listen to me, Count, while you still can. I take this fortress from within as we speak. I'll let you hear and feel every detail, including your death. Why did we let them in? To begin with, is my question why? Suddenly your body seems very heavy. Unfamiliar sorcery binds your arms and legs. You try to look at Stacket Vichy only to find him and his guards petrified just like you. Two strangers in Templar robes weave their spells, immobilizing Count Vichy and his entourage, adorning the pot-bellied Count Soturi with the deadly threats. The other Frisians are poised for the kill. Pelkosoturi laughs triumphantly, patting his enormous belly in anticipation of victory. Another sorcerer imbues him with the power, tightening his lax shape as if giving him a second youth. He is a murderer washing his face with blood to become a beast, a torturer savoring a victim's groans, a glutton overcome by the scent of food. Ayo, you whisper a protective enchantment to loosen the magical bonds, desperately trying to guess who infiltrated Opakum disguised as temple servants. Is it Tropkal, Artag, or Adna? You draw the knife tuck under your belt and, going against the current of magic, throw it at the Frisian official. Your knife pierces Pelkosoturi's throat. The Gaunt's eyes bulge in their sockets. He croaks and falls dead. The magical weaving snaps and lashes you and the two sorcerers. For a moment, the world goes black and the sorcerers vanish. Someone moans behind you. The Gaunt and his guard are still trapped by the enchantment. The Frisians advance. You draw your sword. Hey, a battle. Hang in there. Let's put a couple of more points into something. Sure. I guess. What else? Sure, do more damage. That's fine. Battle it shall be. Finally, a battle. And we are all alone, so that's good. Most of them are even crossbows, so that's perfect. Well, I do know that I'm gonna go into here and destroy as many as I can. Immediately, basically. So, of course I would love to do a lot of other stuff, but I think I'll start with the circular hit at least to all of these guys. Anyways, I think that will be a decent enough start. At least my attack is going higher because I killed them. Of course, all of these will be quite annoying for more than a few reasons. And I can't take too many of those type of hits. I would love to get all the way out of here. 17 damage to all of them. Maybe I will do that. Sure, do this first. I should have done this anyways before already, at least once. And then this. To burn them as much as I can. Yeah, I can't deal with too many damages like that. Of course. I could kill quite a few from that spot, but I don't know if that's the most important. I think I'll rather go and kill these guys from here. And then worry about all the melee guys afterwards. Just make sure these guys are dead first. Then I'll see about everyone else. At least I have high attack strength, which is something. Just do some mental blasts. Let's just go and wait here for a bit for them to come a little bit closer. Well, I could have gone into that direction, just not go into that direction where they are. Exactly, I guess. But I guess I can just come into here then. Next. Do again a mental blast. Just someone. Interestingly, it hit this guy again. Then I can just devour your soul. Take energy. Seems like a good idea. At this point especially. He's using a lot of his energy to get the meat, of course. And that is a painful attack, which is unfortunate. It may be that I'm failing with this because I'm not doing as good of a job in the end as I should. But on the other hand, I just do this and they all die, so I guess that works. That works, I'd say. And yay, Belgosotor is probably dead. Yes, I hope so. Yay, victory is ours. Skill point gained. The Resians are vanquished. You wearily lower your sword. It's overcoming the alien sorcery, not the fighting. Not that sapped your strength. Stacked Vichy's guards shake off the dissipating charms. Blood has pooled on the floor. Somewhere outside, drums start booming. By all signs, the siege has begun. Damnation, Hopper! Cursed book lover, cries Stacked Vichy. How did you do that? You're worth 100 of my gods. What kind of magic was that? What? Well, yeah. No wonder we're worth hundreds of gods. Stacked suddenly begins choking and wheezing for air. Oh dear, he might still be dying. A short arrow protrudes from his chest. You rush to his side. He tries to speak, but fails. You look around, scanning the many windows and doors of the hall. The guards are dumbfounded. Search the place, you yell. Find the one who shot the arrow, quickly. You lean closer. Stacked Vichy wheezes, fighting to keep his soul in his body. Okay. Kill my son. Kill the bastard Bran, otherwise he'll kill... Yep, he's been doing this all the time. He shot this guy, and before he killed the other guy. So yeah, he needs to be killed. Mushon rushes into the throne room, freezing for a moment when his gaze hits the floor, drenched in blood and strewn with bodies.
The siege has begun. The Resians are attacking,
he cries, catching Stackett's eye. Mushon, Stackett is dying, you announce. I need Philia. Use your discretion, but spare no effort to bring her to here, now. Okay. You don't have the power to save Stackett Vichy. The arrow pierced his heart. You lean closer for the Count's last words, but all you hear is a rasping breath. The guards are off pursuing conspirators and the throne room is empty, yet you feel someone eyes upon you. It feels menacing. You scan the room. Philia runs into the hall and leans over Stackett Vichy's body, pressing her ear to his chest. She looks up, shaking her head in disbelief. He's dead, even if I'd been there. Here, there was nothing I could do. You stand straight. Stackett Vichy is dead. He was a count, a commander, and an advisor for the King of Odella. Father of 2, grandfather of 2. The Vichy line is in peril. And then there's Bran Vichy. I need to kill ya. Yes, not bad. There's a squeaking noise and the sound of footsteps. Bran's mercenaries pour in through a hidden doorway. Bran stays behind them, a nasty grin twisting his lips. One day it will end, but not today. Just you wait, I'll get to Mac no matter how skillful his bodyguard is. Then the Brennan line will end for good. You touch the hilt of your sword and move the knife from your belt to your sleeve. You've lost your mind, Bran, to kill your own father, especially at the moment when most of your enemies were vanquished or fled. Why did you do this? He was helping you. Bran Vichy takes a side. He would be wise to find someone like this young lass here and grow new roots. Mac Ressu gave him strength. This was an opportune moment to heap the blame on the crazy book lover and the witch. They will find you, crossbow in hand. Shaken Stackett will fade heavy on your conscience. Is there anything you want to say before I savor your death? You listen carefully. It's very quiet, and there are likely no guards in the corridors nearby. A splendid plan, Bran, but you've forgotten to get my approval. What if I put up a fight? What if your mercs are not as good as you imagine? And last but not least, how can you be so sure you'll live to watch me die at their hands? Bran Vichy hatred is replaced by surprise when your throwing knife strikes him in the throat. The last Vichy falls to the floor in agony as you rush into the fight. Good, good. More skill points. What do I even take? Let's take that to the max, I guess. Take that. It's like, I don't know what to take. This too... He's too maxed out, you know? Now all of a sudden there's a lot of fights. Okay. What do I want to do? Maybe go all the way over there? I don't know. It's difficult to say. Well, Mental Blast of course first. And I guess I could just as well start with the Fire Blade. Just deal damage to everyone. Seems like a good idea. Hey, that's perfect. I like the idea of having all of you 3 at once. I love that idea quite a bit. In fact, also Mental Blast, of course, again. Even if that was not the most important person to strike, but you know, it's okay. At least kill 2 of them and one of them is pretty wounded, so I guess that's okay. I don't like you sticking your spear at me, but what can I do? Let's move here. Do a little bit of a Mental Blast. I just want to be a little bit further away from some of them. Devouring. And of course I'll take some energy. Like, I would love to get that too, but I think the Devouring energy is more important, even if this guy may have a move after that. Yeah, I don't like the archers. I never like the archers, and that's a bad strike that guy is doing right there. Guess I'll just go into here then, and just do a regular old strike. At least it also gives me some more energy, even if not as much. Ah, so many archers. Why must there be archers? So many archers. Why? Why all the archers? Well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be winning this first drive, because those archers are a pain. Especially when some of them do that. Of course I can kill most of them with just that, so I guess that can work. I should just go away, probably then. and try not to let anyone else attack me, and rather do the Fireblade and just wait for it to come back, and then I can try to kill them all. The rest of them even. I don't like you going and using that against me. Not at all like it. Whatsoever. Yep, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go against them. I'm waiting for my Fireblade. Yeah, you're saving him for the moment, but you can't save him forever. And the blast. And some of his energy. Wait. No idea what that exactly did. I don't know, did I kill someone? I guess I did. Yeah, there's only one left. Okay, that sounds pretty okay. I guess I'll just go a little bit closer then. It's anyways that guy's turn next, so he's not a threat to me. I should be able to do the Fireblade next. And that should be pretty much saving my life. Ah, perfect. That it happened to be that one. Yep, perfect. Just use your Fireblade to kill them all. And destroy them. And there's that guy. On the other hand. Easy. Close. You stand in the middle of the Gebonan King's former throne room. Muffled sounds of the siege come from outside. Blood drips from your blade, forming a red puddle. There are corpses everywhere. Bran and his mercenaries, and his father. Who knows the fate that waited Torn, Brenin and Cleda had they made it to the Opacum? Whose lot will it become now? I don't know. And yes, very helpful. Philia fusses over you, even though you're not gravely wounded. I never thought I'd live to see something like that. I thought that my mother was second to none when it came to fencing. And what an archer she was. And what's this? Hopper, you've covered in scars, left by arrows. On your back too. How did you even survive? Mushom runs into the hall. He stops for a moment to wipe sweat from his brow and observe the vanquished enemies. That's where they are. The guards are ransacking the monk's cell near Stockett Wish's quarters. Did you do this by yourself, Bullclubber? I wouldn't want to fight you. Anyway, what was I saying? Commander sends for you. The Frisians are up to something. They're storming the gate, but also pour blood on the men here. We don't know why. I know. Blood on the men here. The blackness on your arm has nearly reached your heart. The arm is still ice cold, but for some reason you're no longer worried. You split more blood in these two fights than you have in the last 700 years. Perhaps your arm absorbs power similar to the men here. Where does this lead you? You need to see the strange Frisian ritual in detail. You turn to Philia. Have you found Amma? Philia looks frightened. She's gone. I ran my legs off looking for her, but there's no sign anywhere. I don't know what to do. Let's head to the men here. I have a feeling that everything will be decided there.
If you put duty before your own life,
Okay.
will you be able to fulfill it if you die?
Okay, I assume that we at least will have a lot of fights with these guys. I could assume so. Chapter 9. I wonder how many chapters there's left. Is there only 2? Maybe these fights protecting this place, and then see what happens in the men here after that. I don't know. But there's still 1 hour left, so I guess we can continue. But yeah, this is definitely them attacking. This is nicely done scene though. And indeed pouring blood there. Your contract with the Count was nullified the moment the Reaper appeared in Foden Square. Pelko Suturi probably never read the fine print, but you've got your own worries. He thinks that he's in command of the 3 legions, but who's really running the siege? He didn't order the attack. The Regen legions moved as if guided by an invisible hand. Before the parley party returned, an enormous copper-bladed ram looked forward. Squatch of archers crept ahead, shielding themselves. The infantry moved briskly, holding hastily cobbled ladders above their heads. The trebuchets launched gigantic rocks. that sailed over the defenders' faces and crashed thunderously into the walls. The blast of drums and the wail of Frisian pipes muffled the desperate cries of the attackers and defenders alike. This was it. It is nicely done, like seeing these come forward in here too and here. You remain calm. The bastion should be out of the enemy's reach. Frisian ladders are too short, and they don't have grappling hooks. The gate will bear the brunt. There's a monstrous ram crawling its way here. Why did the enemy send a parley party into a fortress? As a sacrifice or something else? Lots of talks. And yes, very helppoja asioita ollut. Very helppo. Amma is apparently there. If you know other errands, you can wait with Reed for the battle to begin. Nah, let's go and visit Amma at least. Brain, perhaps? It is a nice scene for sure. You approach the great ancestress, who you haven't seen since you arrived in Opakum. She seems like she can barely stand, but still projects a sense of strength. You move closer to her, but something stops you. Why do you hesitate, warrior of peace? Have you lost your inner peace? Or do you still doubt that I am the one who I claim to be? Ask me while you can. This will all end soon, I'm afraid. Where did you come from? Same place all the abominations come from. The Menhirs. Reapers, Ensis and Umbra. Everything that nearly burnt their minion to a crisp. I ran away and ended up on an Acorn ship in the middle of a storm. A small vessel called the Great Serpent. Only 10 families seeking refuge were aboard. And they thought you were a goddess. They thought I was just a crazy slave who pulled a sword out of thin air. When I disarmed dozens and half of your ancestors, they bowed low, begging me to teach them my way of the fighting. At that very moment, the Isle of Shadows appeared on the horizon. Why must we kill Reapers? Because they want to kill you. Some might crave your lands, others your women, but Reapers only ever crave your death. They want to rid this land of humans. I also have a score to settle with them. I did, at least. Why did you send a Reaper to attack our island 800 years ago? Your ancestors didn't believe me. 200 years passed, and they considered themselves invincible. I plunged my sword into a stone, which later became the temple's altar, and left. Then a Reaper came. Your ancestors saw what it was like. Half the warriors perished on that occasion. Where did the stones in our bodies come from? I've been looking for a way to protect you from the reaping, ever since the first one. Back then, Menhirs only had the power to kill. The priests of the new faith doused them in blood, which sometimes produced trixies. However, the priests were obvious the stone's special properties. I was the first to pick them up. How did they end up in our bodies? Inside the body, they weren't consumed. They drew from your strength to keep from burning out. I discovered that they absorbed some of your spirit, skills, and endurance, which could be transferred to the next owner. It would have been foolish not to take advantage of this. Interesting. And all of this will end. Everything ends eventually, making room for the new. But it's quite final for the ones who's dead. I don't know how it is with humans, but I feel like I'm on the brink. What has happened? My computer froze, so I had to restart it. Well, we got to another chapter. Yes, the cheese was launched. Yes, lisää lukemista. Are you thinking of leaving again? I left the Isle of Shadows twice. I tried to live a human life, but failed. So I founded the abode of Rhydona. I wanted to teach the woman to be strong, but failed. And so I became a hermit. but failed at that too. And so good at failing, perhaps I also failed to die. I'm not going to die, not without a fight. Can you tell me what to do? Can you hear me at all? As if waking from a dream, Adna regained Amma. Adna took over Amma. Adna wants to destroy Amma. What's wrong with me? What are you talking about? What can I tell you? Run away, lad. Even if there's nowhere to run, as fast as your feet will carry you. Nobody's obliged to be a hero. Regained Amma. Bad. And yes, depends how long you were gone, Sare. Like I did quite a few battles. I killed Bran Vici, who was the evil guy, and all the guards. And then we returned to this guy and are preparing for the fact that all the Frisians are attacking and these Gels do so. And will be good. Verkans, the defenders don't look like they're doomed at least. Are you sure? The watchman's determined look tells you that Opakum would sooner be drowned in blood than surrender. Drowning the city in blood seems likely, in fact. The Frisians clearly have no regard for their lives, and Opakum, though it's never been taken, is on the outskirts of Gepona. Powerful trebuchets have already dealt considerable damage to Opakum's bastions. Still, the inner castle stands firm. If you retreat behind its walls, you can likely hold out a while longer. The Frisians' ram won't do much good in the castle courtyard. When drowning a city in blood, one must avoid also drowning oneself. Channeling inner peace, you think over the things you've seen. A simple question emerges. What if it's really Opakum that the Frisian legions are interested in, and not Berkana, after all? Let's have a look at the Gels. You look to the southern walls of Opakum. Smoke rises to the sound of the Gelian pipes. The fortress is surrounded on all sides. What kind of magic lured the Highlanders out of their lairs? They fight fiercely and stubbornly in their own lands. They've been known to ambush travelers on the highways, but they don't attack fortresses. Is everything mixed up in Terminium? Why would anyone waste energy on a fortress that's of less import than abandoned Geponan watchtower on a forest road? Good question. And Frisians. Observing the Frisians' battle lines reminds you of the Shadow Clan's maxims. Icons usually remain aloof when Frisia and Berkana are at each other's throats, each unable to capture any territory from the other. But now, you've taken a side. You observe the Frisians, who clearly aren't expecting a long siege. Their ladders are too short, their battering rams too heavy, but their arrows and stones hit their mark. What do the Frisians care about a dead man here? What will happen when they trench it with blood? What would that change? Why didn't they try doing it during the previous reapings? What's this Menhir's secret? The scores of Frisians being mowed down by the defenders' arrows don't seem crazy. Sorcery is driving them forward. Is this someone's idea of a cruel joke? Well, and then we can talk to Reed if you know other runs. Nope. You wonder how Reed is able to feel at ease, whether in the Quimran steppe or in the besieged fortress. What does she hope to learn studying the Frisian battle lines? What do you hope to see there? Almost all of these warriors will perish at the walls, just as we might. Why did the siege commence while the Frisian negotiations were still in sight? Are they already dead? And what's in the black bags those soldiers are carrying? It looks like there are no more negotiators left. Perhaps they weren't real negotiators. The ones dressed as temple servants look like sorcerers. Is it possible? The temple has always prosecuted sorcerers. If you want to know who the temple is fighting against, you should ask who's in charge of it. And who created it? The Quimmer have some funny legends about it. Why do you care about those bags? Because they're filled with blood. It's a sacrifice. The trove of slaves I was part of is now just a pile of corpses. And they are pouring the blood onto the men here. They don't even care about our arrows. Look. And I gotcha on that part. I am glad that we saved Reed though, when we had the choice to either save her or not, basically. The triple men here is stained with blood too. The NCs worshipped it, but this man here is dead. Might it not be dead, only dormant? Get away from the edge. Don't tempt the enemy archers. Looking at the men here. Wait, I think I sense something. It's magic, Reed. The magic of Opakun is blending with the magic of the reaping. It's fire and steel coming together. And in this frying pan, blood is the oil. We just need to find out what's cooking. A messenger is on the way. I wouldn't be surprised if we're summoned. The Regents began the siege too quickly. Hey, Musan is here. Musham even.
Hey, whatever your name is, Acorn, I've got some bad news. The Regent ambassadors used sorcery. Hopper beat them all up, but the commander was gravely wounded. You have a healer in your party, don't you? I summoned Philia, but they may not find her in time.
Let's go. I'll help the commander. We're all going then. I sense danger. You enter to find the throne room strewn with bodies. Among them is the corpse of your former client, Pelkosotori. You guessed right. Unlike the fortress commander, he was just a puppet. A fair-haired woman fusses over the commander's body. A lean, middle-aged man stands next to her. The cacophony from outside makes the woman shudder. No need for a healer, Icon. My name's Philia. Saketfish is dead. If this was a random arrow, its precision was most unlucky. The Count's son still lurks about. A vile man, by all accounts. The gods are certain, but fighting him will take time. Okay, so we didn't get to kill the son yet. Reed staggers, but collects herself and addresses the stranger. I've read the Kirimran Chronicles that there was a battle 700 years ago during which 13 heroes stopped the reaping. 12 of them were turned to stone, but the last one, named Plank, was pierced by arrows and fell unconscious. I swear that it's your face on the engravings. Have a closer look at the stranger. Interestingly enough, he bears a fleeting resemblance to Nakoma. Maybe something about his eyes. He couldn't be a reaper, could he? Hopper. The man glances wearily at the windows. My name is Hopper. I'm no hero and I don't see any arrows stuck in me. That battle was ages ago. Do you think its veterans still wander the roads of Terminium? I'm only a humble scribe who failed to save the commander. Are you feeling alright? Your brow is burning. Reed touches her forehead with a winch. Yes, I'm a bit under the weather, probably just a cold. Hopper frowns. You know perfectly well that you're wrong. It's a different ailment, one that cannot be cured with honey and a warm drink. Before Reed can reply, Musham barges in, clearly upset.
Bad news. Bad news. The men here's collapsed. I rushed to our low roller. You shouldn't linger here either. Every blade counts. With that,
he runs away. So it just collapsed. Yay. You prepare to follow Musham, but notice that Philia's countenance has grown pale, and Hopper's expression is different. They both look to the entrance of the throne room. You turn and see Amma. She seems different, much more lively now. Hopper steps back. Beads of sweat have formed on his brow. He's finding something invisible that's trying to nail him to the throne room floor. Gods almighty, he says, struggling. How can this be, Amma? How can this be? She's enchanted, and also if he's an enchantment herself. He's summoning someone. Careful. Several NCs appear out of thin air and turn to face you. Philia feces. Thunderstruck, Hopper sacks onto the stairs in front of the throne. Amma clutches her head and starts screaming, louder and louder. Amma was sort of possessed after all. So I guess we have to be then saving Hopper, I should say. Let's see about the level ups first though. What do I want? What do I want? I guess both of these would be good. A little bit of both. Ah, no. There's levels for Reed and Doom. I need to get those levels still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Deadshot is very good. Guess I'll just take it to max. Why do I forget to go and take Dooms then? Why? Well, unless it skips immediately to Doom, I guess. Okay. I'll just take some more extra health, I'd say. New music as well. It seems so. I think this music just evolved. I do think so too, I gotta say. It's interesting. You can't believe your eyes. Amma has become a Reaper. She seems weaker than the one in Wodan. The Reapers may differ in strength, but you can worry about that later. Whoever is behind the Reaper's mask, the Clan Codex commands that you vanquish them. Yep, that's Amma Reaper. A lot of health. So that's great. That's absolutely a fantastic news. How do I want to assemble my crew though? It's a great question. I want you to be close. Ah, right, fine. Be like that then. Let's try to do something like this, I guess. But Amma will be a problem, if I could say so. Amma will certainly be a problem. I'll just boost his energy at least a little bit first with you. Why not? He decided to move a little bit forward. It's nice that you can go far, but you can't quite go far enough anyway, so... It's indeed a good question what to exactly then do and how to move, but I guess I can move you first. You're supposed to be our sort of, you know, our tank. Nothing else to do though. I hate you. I always hate this guy that does that ability. It's just like, it's ridiculous damage. I hate that thing. At least there's only one of them, but I hate it. But yeah, basically you would even have to go really far to be even able to try to do something against it immediately. So basically you are the only one who can go and try to do something against it immediately. Just trying to look around, what is the best thing then to try to do? I want to kill that guy. This I can't do quite far enough. I could almost kill you with this, which is decent I guess, but it's not quite as good as I would like. That of course I want. But this guy has to be taken care of very soon, yes, for sure. I guess I'll just go and do this then. It's definitely at least a better action than some others. Just come all the way here then. I am worried, but on the other hand, I do think that we have to try to do something about this guy ASAP. He is the biggest damage dealer. I just am worried that I'm leaving him too vulnerable. I just hope she can't kill us while outright. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad, if I could say so. Speed up. Well, at least I can try to attack a little bit. That's better than nothing. Try to take care of some of her energy. Shame this version is not in the OST I have been listening here in YouTube. That's a shame. For sure. That's not that big of an issue when they do that stuff, but unfortunately they can start to be doing their next moves before I can, which is annoying. I would prefer to kill this guy though first, so I guess I'll just move you there even though it's risky. But I don't want to be having to deal with that ever again if I don't have to. Yeah, I think I'll just move forward with you. I don't think there's much else that I can really do right away anyways. Let's just take the retaliation if someone tries to attack you, I think. Yep. That's a problem. So I will definitely just act with you immediately. And do the defense. As such, I guess it's not the one that I have to do immediately. I could try to do something else because she can't act immediately again. That's the thing. That's the reason. It's kind of a funny idea. He would have 1 health. She would have 1 health if I did this card. Of course, I would die, so it's not really something I can completely do right away, but that's a very interesting idea. Maybe I will actually go to the defense and just go and try to attack then. So yeah. It reduces my defense a little bit, but it's not a very big... On the other hand, I could do this and get just some energy back. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not sure actually if that was the very best move, but at least it's definitely not the worst move. Because he is very difficult to kill right now. Basically, I wouldn't be doing anything to those, but that is the one that I basically would be completely destroying if I would do this. And of course, him. But on the other hand, he has the defense now, so nothing should be able to pretty much hurt him. So I'll try to do this. We'll see if this will be good for us or bad for us. In all reality. These guys are annoying. They just boost each other all the time. It's so weird. Why do they even do it? Why? Why? Don't get it. So what would this do if we kill her? So basically everyone would get killed, but you can't make sense of what's going on. The great ancestors of the Shadow Clan was a Reaper. Amma should have died long ago, but she only grew stronger. How's that possible? Everyone has collapsed. Damnation, it's so hard to get up when your strength is nearly gone. Only Hopper stood firm and managed to get close, but even he succumbed to the sorcery. Will he be able to strike? What's in his hand? It looks like a knife. Yep, that knife that needed to be shot there. Victory because of that knife in the end. But yeah, all of us died, but well, what's to be expected? What's to be expected with that? You stare in disbelief at the body of the woman you once called the Great Ancestress. You barely come to your senses when Philia rushes to Hopper. You cherished her, didn't you? Do you remember the hint? Do you? Take a look. Hurry while she hasn't turned into ashes. Yep, it was about someone who was close to us. Hopper approaches the woman turned to stone and examines her arms. God of mine, the fire, wind, water and salt of the earth, he chants. I check my flesh, my spirit and my love. Why, Amma? You knew everything. How did it come to this? I never wanted this burden. May I be cursed. Philia repeats the scribe's words and bobs her head. I don't get it. Something missing. There was something else, something about everything becoming clear in the end. Maybe it's not yet time. You fight the wish to kill both Hopper and Philia on the spot. What happened to the Great Ancestors, you asked, fading your every word? Was the founder of the Shadow Clan a She-Reaper? Or is this transformation something like a plague? I will point to Hopper. Hopper strains to speak as if bleeding from an invisible wound. She was made into a Reaper by those who tried to take Opakum. I had a weapon that could kill a Reaper, and so Amma is no more. She knew it. She foresaw everything. You never take your eyes off Hopper, but they. But by they, you mean the ones who orchestrated the reaping. And what did you kill her with? I saw you holding some kind of dagger. Hopper nods. Yes, they are the ones responsible for the reaping. And yes, that was a knife. A special stone knife. The only one I had, and it crumbled to pieces the moment it struck Amma. You call out to Hopper. You really need to hear his voice. Hopper, if you can kill a Reaper, maybe you can tell how to save the one marked with a sign. Hopper shakes his head and points to Amma's body, already eroding into ashes. One thing is for sure, this is the first victim. Once 2 more Umbra are killed, the Divine Incarnation will be irreversible. Glance at Reed. Reed barely manages to keep herself straight, her eyes glued to Hopper. Hopper is befuddled. Once again, he's mumbling something about the 3 Umbra supposed to be sacrificed. Reed suddenly presses a hand to her brow. With her clenched teeth, she tells you that her head is bursting. You touch her hand for the first time since you healed her. You suddenly feel the sacrificial stones inside you are burning out. A shadow falls over everyone, plunging only some of you into darkness. Why does this curse favor woman? Or does it? We can't hold out much longer. He meant to take one of the women and may have already chosen one. The man here has been destroyed. As soon as the 3 Umbra are killed, he'll be incarnated. Speak up, Philia. Tell us everything you know. What did you learn from your mother? Interesting situation, though. Who is her mother? A great sorceress who knows much more than we do, I bet. Where is he? I don't know, but I'm sure of one thing. She didn't crawl into a hole to hide. This is where she's supposed to be. What did she say? Not much. She said that the chosen vessel is marked with a sign. Break the vessel if you can't seal it, for it is filled with venom. She also said to listen to your heart. What should we do, Philia? What do you want to hear? That you can stop the gods' awakening? That you can stand in the way of the evil that's already burned one world and covets another? I don't even know who we chose. There must be a sign. With a doomed look, I asked her how to find out who'd been cursed. She told me the blood would reveal it. Remove your amulets and give your blood. A few drops will suffice, that's it. Then she left. You silently roll up your sleeves and cut the heel of your palm. Everyone follows suit. Amulets clatter to the floor. Blood drips. Who is the chosen one to become the god? Reed makes an incision on her heel of her palm. The wound swells with blood. With the first drop, a crimson sign flashes on her brow. A triangle crossed with a vertical line. So Reed is the chosen one. I don't know what we did before, because we stopped her from dying, though. So, would it be someone else if it wasn't Reed here? Would it be Cleda if Cleda happened to be here? Questions. What now? What does it mean? What are we supposed to do? You can't do anything. You can stop an avalanche, can you? You can't stop an avalanche. The question still remains. What should we do? We must remain human, I suppose, though I doubt it will help us. But yes, I can face it head on. Take it easy, Reed. You won't be afraid of death if you're always aware of it. Happens to everyone, sooner or later. All you can do is decide how you face it. And we shouldn't act rashly. Do you mean me, Akon? You could at least look at the person you're talking about. The mark on my forehead means nothing. Nothing. I won't back down from gods nor reapers, and certainly not from any of you. A bit early for a tantrum, don't you think? I haven't put a knife on your throat yet. I don't want to be that aggressive of just putting my hand on the hilt of your sword. You don't look like a murderer, Hopper. I'll say that, I guess. You don't look like a murderer, Hopper. True. I've no right to decide another's fate. And I'm no murderer. I'll do something good with my life, no matter how much time I have left. If you only got a few hours left, it's easier to live them shamelessly. Kinda true. Well, the men here's been indeed destroyed and probably let them inside easier way than anything else could have. So there's a little bit of a fighting going on. Morale is average. Well, it's average, I guess. Gasol Square. If Philia is right, you should hurry up and fight the Reaper. You walk into the courtyard and find it covered in blood. A squadron of Chels has broken through, pushing the defense back. The squadron leader is Nakoma. That's who sent Belgosuturi to his death. Nakoma grins as he notices you. Yeah, we saw Nakoma with Lo Feng too, also very early on, like at the same time when this was Belgosuturi. Even though Nakoma is also a Reaper indeed. The temple servant breaks into a scream. Hey, calmly, everything is its own time. One victim has been offered, and the second is on its way, isn't it, Black? A third one is ready too. Only thing left for me to do is exhale, and Rask will find his place on the altar of the gods. Something fades Hopper down. He can barely keep upright, but when he speaks, his voice is clear and fearless. You all plotted this entire scheme in advance, didn't you, Arcot? Who else is with you? Everyone? Dorhal, Adna, Tibibar, Shildao. Did you entice Coronzon over to your side, and his guardians too? Nakoma laughs. You don't need to know this, Flank. The deed is done, so why don't we have some fun? Hey, Aegon, don't you have a score to settle? Can you still swing a sword? You draw your sword. I hope you soon lie dead beside Belgosuturi. Nakoma smiles. Arcot the Reaper, but his eyes are full of hatred. As if drawing strength from his anger, he suddenly changes shape, swelling with abominable power. His eyes blacken and his hair becomes matte and greasy. You don't decide why lie with, he says, hoarse voice resonating through the courtyard. And would that really make any difference to a dead Aegon? I don't know what voice I should be doing that. But yeah, the voice fits that face perfectly good. Good. I was thinking that. Something like that anyways. Level ups. What do I take for you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can take something from here. Let's take some more extra health, to be honest. To be honest, I don't need these people there, so I'll not take the level ups to them, I'd say. Yeah, I'll just do more of this, I think. Jeanette. You can have more of this, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I could take something from there too, but I like that too, so why not? Okay, I think everyone who is actually in our group has been leveled up. So, I guess there's nothing else than to try to fight. But we are definitely very close to the end, so I think I will just try to finish this game today, and yeah, that's going to be it. Unless there's fights going around in the otherwise too, even if we are engaging just these 3 Axemen plus this guy. So that will be excellent, and fights going down there too, so that's all good. I just want you to be in that spot rather first. I guess that will do. Energy. And of course it just takes immediately all of my energy. I don't like that. Why did you do that? That's my question. Why would you do such a thing? Of course I can just go immediately all the way into here and just try to kill this one guy, but... no. if I want to do that immediately. I think I'll just use this guy first, even though it's risky considering this guy's right here, but you know. Would this be better? Probably. At least he would be almost dead. At least he would be almost dead. I don't like these guys who just throw stuff. Why? Why must you be throwing stuff at me? I don't like you. That would basically almost kill you completely, so I'm not sure I like that. I'll rather come into there maybe and try to do that, but can you go and try to do this to anyone? For example, if I increase your distance to run. You can, but it's not really going to do that much, but I guess it's going to be doing more if I go at least into here. I hate axe throwers. Why must there be axe throwers? Not too surprising. I'm just gonna freaking kill you, murderize you. Just gonna go a little bit back though, just because I'm a little bit worried for your safety, staying alive. Just kill at least one, nonetheless. Okay, I didn't know that, so that's very bad. Oh, I guess he didn't do a lot of damage with that, but okay, if he can do that sort of thing, then I better just try to go and deal with him one way or another immediately. And not even worry about these other guys, because at least he cannot act as often if I go all the way into here and I don't know even if I want to be using any of these things. I guess I'll do that preferably for the moment. This isn't good. Because I don't know if I want to be even killing this guy right now. I'll just take some of this guy's energy, I guess. Just so that we can increase our own. Oh, now you attack like that. That's no fair. You didn't do that before, but now you do. That's completely unfair. I have to restart because that's going to be basically killing me anyways, or our main character. So, I don't think there's any way for me to win if I let that happen. If I let that happen, I will be dead. Let's just move you away from that dangerous area of these freaking guys, I say. But basically, I would say that I would be a goner if I let that happen. I'll still increase your energy first, I guess. Even though this is probably going to come and take indeed my energy again completely, but it's not like I can really help it too much. Yep, just get into here. You can be the one to come up the most, I guess. I don't know if I want to even do that right now. Just do a little bit of a damage, I guess. Increase your attack and all that. We probably will attack against Jeanette now, but this will be a difficult battle to win, nonetheless. Again, I can go and attack both of these, but... So, you can do this to attack all enemy units. 9 damage isn't that bad. I thought that it would be more, but it's not great. I guess I'll come and try to attack both of these then. For the moment when I happen to have some time, first time ever, a freaking line like this. But it will be very difficult for us to really exactly win if I don't deal with this guy first. But still, I can't really say no when I can see a line like that I can go and try to kill it. That guy as well as like that. So... can't really kill any of them, can ya? Guess I'll rather do some damage to this guy then. Unless you're gonna get some health back from that, which I do still like. Yeah, you're annoying, of course. So like you are. Always annoying. I could do a very small hit into this guy, but I guess I could. I could start to be taking his energy down, I guess. Ugh, I hate these guys. They immediately come all the way down here to try to kill Lo Fei. Immediately. I guess I gotta just try to do this now. It's as best as I can do. I can't get all the way unfortunately into here, no matter how much I'd love to. Sunburn isn't the best option for sure. It's better at least kill him. At least he has a lot of defense for the moment. So he's gonna act next, which is the question. What will he exactly do? I don't know the answer to that question. Just kill you at least, I think. Just so you can't go and try to kill any of them, any of our wounded characters here. Or weaker characters. I know you're gonna come here, of course, but at least you can't deal. Yeah, you just broke a little bit of our defense anyways, which is of course not in any way good, but at least that's not as bad as it could be. I think I'll do the rush against you, I think. I'm kind of afraid what this guy will do, but still I kind of don't want to be... I think he will be... yeah, his turn will be even skipped anyway, so he won't be doing anything this turn exactly. Which is fine by me. Not that it helps me anymore, but at least it's something. Is there anything good that I could do? Of course I could be exchanging his souls, but I don't think I want to be doing it yet. But I possibly will do it a little bit later on. Who do I want to use and try to attack this guy? So this is introduces attack of an enemy unit. Of course I could do that. Take at least all of his energy down, I think. And you can do that from a little bit further away after all. Yeah, that's a surprise again. Not too much of a surprise that you would do that again. You can do it relatively often after all. Relatively often. Of course, I could basically just kill you if I do this. And everyone else would, so to speak, be alive. So I think I'll just do that. That's the best option I have. I'll use the exchange of souls, I think. It's a pretty amazing card in that sense. The battle exhausts you. Those X guys are so annoying. Yeah, they really are. The battle exhausts you. Your hands shake, eyesight fades, and everything becomes a blur. There's only one thing you're sure about. The Reaper still lives. Right now, he's laughing at you. Rest blood goes over old blood. New death makes you forget previous ones. The fight goes on, but Phileas' voice rings across the square. Archet cannot be slain with a normal weapon. Your strength leaves you. Suddenly, you see a gel sneaking up behind Arcart. Truget. He is, after all, also one of the other guys. You catch a glimpse of Truget's face under the hood. I hope he can win, but I have a bad feeling about this. He was one of the last sacrifices, after all. The warrior strikes and immediately rolls to the side. Oh. Okay. Great. Rask. A stocky, bearded man that reminds you of Hoppers appears before Arcart like a pale phantom. He shrugs and fades away like a fog in the sun's morning rays. You watch the decaying flesh and the fading features of the Reaper you fought thrice. 3 is such a magic number. It's the third reaping and 3 Umbra have been sacrificed. Your role in this rite is part of another master's plan, but it still amazes you that the last knife ended up exactly where it was needed. Philia looks around confused. Where did he go? You know he looked like my father. I've never seen him, but that's how my mother described him. Ha! That would explain things a lot. Why Philia also is so powerful, or why her mother is so powerful if Rask is actually her father. Rask was one of the Umbras after all. And yeah, that was pretty clever. She also said that she's someone who can help. Philia is rooted to the spot. The Umbra have been taken to the altar, she whispers slowly. Run to the broken men here, the chapel ruins. That's where everything shall be resolved. Dorfhall the Reaper. Everything was leading to this. Arkad did not heed the warning and his arrogance was duly rewarded. There's the Dorfhall the Reaper and then the... not Amma, but the Atna. Yes, I told you Atna. Arkad's arrogance was only rivaled by his stupidity. Libibar, why concern yourself with something so magnificent while seeing something so profound at work? The deed is done. I feel he's coming. He's not your master, Libibar. Neither is he mine. Dorkal? Master Shildao, the Archers has deceived us all. Master Shildao, the Archers has deceived us all. You enter the square in front of the gate. The silence makes your ears ring. Even the wounded are mute. You see no reapers, but the taste of a metal in your mouth is so strong. It's as if they're all assembled here. It's as if a gigantic steel cord has been stretched across the skies. I'll be damned. What if I let this field possess me and then you bury me under a pile of rocks? Would that kill it? Will you help me, Hopper? Field possess me and then you bury me under a pile of rocks. Interesting. What should I do? Those damned riddles. Do you think mere words can stop a god? Or maybe you think some ruins can stop a god? My heart is barely beating. Why the demons did she make me piece together this spell? Was it a test? Did you think it's some sort of a joke? That all of those puzzles were just a game? They were part to acquire strength. You're nearly within reach. Cass is throwing a blank again. What did your mother say? What was the last clue? Help me recall it, will you? She said, you will find the last words on the dearest one, or in the very end. Don't give me that look. You won't find the answer written on my face. The book. Of course, here it is. But it's not finished. Stop mid-sentence. Help and protect. No, it's not enough. The dearest one. But I've already read the words on Amma's body. Read. You're most dear to your family, aren't you? Roll your sleeves. No arguing. But there's nothing here. It feels like my hand is on fire, but there's nothing written on it. Well, if your hand is on fire, then there is something written on it, but you just can't read it yourself. My hand feels like it's engulfed in flames too. How I loathe all those puzzles. Curse you all. Take into yourself that which you can take, for there's no one else to take it. And if you do not burn out, carry it. And with every step your burden shall become heavier, for you carry it for many, and their number increases still. Nice music, by the way. I almost just wanna listen to the music. Nice guy too. You still save yourself by saving others, but you will not keep misfortune away because you carry misfortune within you. God of mine, the fire, the wind, the water, and the salt of the earth, accept my flesh, my spirit, and my love. Save and protect us. Your hand returns to its normal color, and you feel a surge of strength. But you can't move a finger. It's like time has stopped. The one bearing the mark grows much taller and straightens her shoulders, becoming beautiful and terrifying at the same time. Everyone falls to their knees before her, and so do you. Lightning. The vocals are great, yep, indeed. It seems like time has stopped. Reed is filled with terror, but a moment later, the step which sight is relief. The step which sights in relief and wipes the sweat from her brow. Her stare is snake-like, yet her voice stays the same. Ice chains, Reed. Reed is just Reed. Reed touches her forehead. The mark is gone. What happened to me? It felt like I died, then was resurrected. I can still taste the earth on my lips. Did we stop him? Reed asked, fighting back tears. You walk up to Reed. You didn't disgrace the sacrificial stone with your actions, Reed. All's well. It is done. Hopper rubs his hand. I think it was she. But no matter. We didn't open the gate and managed to keep her out. Still, she's just one on the other side. She's just on the other side. And she isn't going anywhere. She isn't inside you. Trapped, for now at least. Yeah, okay, so the goddess is inside of her, trapped, for now. But she's not going anywhere, okay? I got it. I don't think this song has played before, no. I don't think so. The blight has been forestalled. The corrupted sacred stones remain lifeless, but the Reaping's grip loosens until it finally disappears without a trace. Finally, it's time to put out the fires, contemplate the horrible things you've experienced, mourn the dead, and forget the aftertaste of madness and blood on your lips. Sketched by unknown witch curses, scribe Hopper Rowley, also an Umpra and Caro called Blank, completed the journey laid out for him. He read a spell, which made him realize that all of the Raven's power, all the sorcery that devoured human lives and pulled him into the abyss, was accumulated for one purpose only: to confine an almighty mad god to a human body. But how long can that last? Okay, so we catered that up to confine a mad god to a human body, but this one spell assembled from fragments was like a tiny pebble that brought down the rock slide and prevented the end of this world. Seeing the tired, scared, empowered, yet still human eyes staring at him brought Blank happiness and enormous relief. Nothing was over yet, but at least he had time to breathe.
Chilla arrived at Hungry Steppe the same day dark clouds loomed over Opacum. She was gazing gloomily over the boundless valley when the Menhir was destroyed, and its remains beheld the dreadful ritual. She grimaced, but not because of the deadly desert that awaited. Though the events in Opacum unfolded 1,000 leagues from her, Chilla felt every moment.
So Sheila was the mother of Philia and the witch who sent Hopper onto that full journey anyways.
Everything she concocted in Albius's town hall has ended just as it should have. Did she know that by going against her deity's will, she'd be able to seal it away in someone's flesh and blood? She couldn't answer. The only thing certain is that the horror befalling Terminum has only been stalled. The important thing is, Blance carried out the mission she gave him. He also seems to have realized that her sorcery was not a curse. Same as how 700 years ago, her arrows that kept Blance from getting excarnated in the drowsy deep were not a curse. If this is a sacrifice, hasn't she carried its heaviest burden? And what's next?
So she also stopped Hopper from killing himself at the drowsy deep all those years ago. But I'm not still quite sure, is she an Umpra or is she something else? Was she on the enemy side at the time, why she shot the arrows against Blank at the time? I don't know.
There is still far to go. It wasn't like Chilla to give up. She thought not of her daughter, nor even her own plan. A delicate lacework of steel. Nor did she wonder how it would all end. Her ending was nowhere in sight. She thought about her coming journey, and even about her whole life, being a one-way trip, and about pain and death, burdening more than just Terminum's dwellers. The ones sealed away in the center of that corrupted land have it much worse. That's where she's going. She must make it.
Okay, so she's traveling into one sealed away in the center of the corrupted land, have it much worse. That's where she's going. She must make it. She's traveling into someplace like that. I'm just not sure which place exactly. And yes, questions. in the desert, where the battle had been taken place 700 years ago? Question mark. Okay. That's a big flow. Her hands are also very, very black. So she is one of the Reapers, isn't she? I'm pretty sure she's a Reaper then herself, sort of, but she's just kind of different side. What? What is she constructing though? No. Safely hidden in the Hale Wasteland rests the Salvation Ark. Okay, so maybe that's the Salvation Ark? Over 1,000 years ago, divine power brought it to Terminium, a falling star, the spark of the calamity that swept the world. The Umbra and the Kuros departed with haste, and the Ark remained sealed. Ensis only emerged from it during reap time. All the Ensis and so on were kind of in the Ark, sort of, I guess. Against the will of her god, Shildar resolves to uncertain what went wrong. She hopes that imprisoning the deity will free what remains of her ruined world and its inhabitants. I'm not sure, though, if she's a Reaper or not, but it felt like it when she goes that dark. I don't know. Having lifted the protective charm, Shildar freezes in terror. The divine plan has been distorted. Where an elegant spear should have appeared before her, instead looms the nascent menhir of her god. To gather strength, the awakened deity devours all who slumber in the Ark. Okay, so it just devoured everything in the Ark. Great. That sounds good. 1005 years after the divine retribution. 3 years after the fall of Opakum. What happened? Feels like a damn bad dream. A dream from which some will never wake. And yeah, it looked pretty evil, for sure. Though few still believe it, an ancient god awoke in the Berganan fortress that day. After failing to subjugate the mind of its host, it fed upon the Reaper's strength, parting them from their corporeal shells. Ah, so that's interesting. So it didn't manage to take over Reed. Maybe if we had let Reed die, it would have taken over someone else and who wouldn't have been able to fight back. So then it fed upon the Reaper's strength instead. The resurrected god now slumbers deep in the mind that hosts it. The reaping ends, but the magic lingers, creating new centers of power. People bury the Blake victims, life goes on, as does the war. Once free of the Reaper's oppressive spells, the Gels attacked the region on the ruins of Opakum. In the ensuing chaos and bloodshed, many Berganans were able to escape the fortress. Regia had dealt a staggering blow to Bergana, but, without the Reaper's leadership, was soon consumed by internal squabbles and bickering. Before long, all of the Regian warlords were fighting each other, giving the southern kingdoms time to recover and prepare for the next conflict. Trick. Berganan's surviving forces united under a new champion, King Trick of Girana, who earned incredible glory during the defense of Opakum. Brave, steadfast, and gallant of spirit, the people love him. Never has the world seen the southern kingdoms so united. Following the horrific events at Opakum, many Vandals, Geponans, and even Palians joined forces against Frisia. Hopper. A most curious fate remains unknown to mankind. Completing Shildel's trial made Hopper Ruli, known to some as the Kuro Plank, much stronger. Many Bergans who survived the Battle of the Opakum gratefully remember the scribe who helped them escape the besieged fortress, and then vanished without a trace. Blank did not die, however. He made his way into the wasteland in pursuit of the one who had helped him save Terminium. 8. Among those Hopper saved at Opakun was Ake, his trusted travel companion. Though everyone's surprised, the giant warrior hasn't taken part in any battles since. He is instead begun to scour the southern realms of Frisian spies with a small band of writers in tow. He's often seen studying a journal, one he doesn't allow anyone else read. Is that journal from Hopper or not? But he started to study a little bit, sort of become a scribe in a sense. Lo Feng. Reed contained the resurrected god within her mind, gaining new powers. It's now her turn to protect Aegon, Lo Feng. Thanks to her, he survived the events at Opakum. They then escaped into the boundless Quimran steppes. Now, possessing controversial knowledge of his clan, Lo Feng has set duty aside because of the red-haired woman and all that she can do for Terminium. Oh no, he's becoming a book lover. Indeed, might be. It seems like an interesting book. The future of Terminium remains undecided. The scales have tilted, and yet are unbalanced. New heroes may emerge, while old ones vanish without a trace. The story may yet go on, if there is enough vigor, determination, and luck in the world. Okay, I'm glad we were able to finish this game today, because that was kind of what I was hoping for, because I knew that it's kind of nicely all of Opakum in one stream, so. I hope you guys enjoyed the Ash of Gods, the Gods of Ashes, and it was interesting. It definitely might continue with the Ash of Gods number 2 games at some point in the future. Or maybe they were just dirty drawings in between the pages. Yeah, I'm reading. Possibly. Thank you, Chichi. Hey, Gonessa also here. Hello to you too, again. But yeah, I'm glad. Plus, actually, it was pretty perfect because it's only a little bit over 3 hours at max. Well, actually, it's only probably 3 hours because it was a little bit over 12 o'clock that we played RimWorld. So, it was perfect timing in that sense. I wouldn't say it's my favorite game, but it was a nice game to play through. Interesting enough a story. There is a lot of lore in there for sure if we think from that perspective. So, yeah. Never left, but hello. Yes, I know you didn't leave, but I was already like, hey, I haven't heard from you for a long time. I gotta say hello. That's nice enough. Okay, the ending was a bit of a track though. Yeah, there was a lot of raiding for sure, of course, but on the other hand. And then maybe it could have been balanced better, as in reading, then a battle, reading, battle, and so on, rather than, okay, loads of reading and then many battles. Like, after each other, so to speak. I think that could have been something to be considered. Felt a bit rushed. Yep, indeed. All packers. One packer whose name is me. Yes, that's a good name for a packer to put into there. Me. I can say it was me. That's a packer name if I've ever seen one before. That's the one that stands out to me. I'm not sure if I even put my name to be put into here or not, so I might not have put it into there. It was either then in top tier already a long time ago. I didn't pay enough attention anyways. Even if I backed the game, but not necessarily that high of a level. Could have used some more gameplay elements, true enough. But it was nice enough for a story. I'm not unhappy that I played it through, or that I backed it for the small amount that I did. And I hope you guys did enjoy it too. At least I had plenty of opportunities to try to come up with freaking different ways to make voices and all. At least Mushon did become very special voice, I gotta say. Mushon. And on the other hand, it's also strange because there was a few specific people that we still knew and talked with in the very end. But like for all the other women other than Reed, we had no chats with in the end, which is also strange. Sure, we also didn't know what happened to all the soldiers from the group which traveled with Thor before, after the execution. We knew almost nothing about them, but Mushon lives in our heart. Mushon made the game. And yes, let's hear the tunes once more. Tunes are good, for sure, at the very least. I did start to have fun making Mushon voice acting, although I always felt like soon I'm not gonna be making it well enough to be Sean Connery, but I tried my best anyhow, no matter if it succeeded or not. But yeah, a little bit too many characters for one person to try to be getting some sort of names to everyone, or names, voices even. I've talked so much, I've read so much that it's over for me. I'm dead. Dead I am right now. So okay, but anyways, I think next weekend is probably a good time anyways to start with the horror game, right? So I think that's going to be the plan. We're gonna be playing the RimWorld maybe a little bit on the next Friday, and then some horror game or another anyways. So it's going to be a perfect time to be, or maybe we just play the horror game the whole Friday and Sunday. But anyways, it's a good place to then be putting the horror game into here, either to the very late evening or the earlier evening. But anyways, it's nice to be playing then that through as well. That's partially the reason that I wanted to also finish As of Gods, because I really wanted to free the spot and I knew it was so close to the end. So yeah, possibly some horror game then next time around. We'll see exactly how we plan to be doing it, but anyways, different weekend the next time around. But anyways, we will of course also see you on Sunday then with the Mass Effect and Borderlands. Borderlands of course first. Last time that I checked the poll results, it was 11%, pretty much like one vote with everything almost, so I'm not sure if that poll is going to help a lot, but you know, maybe. I guess that poll should be for more people. Maybe then we could actually have a resolution there. At the moment it doesn't look good, I'd say, at least from the last time I looked into it. Didn't look very positive. Well, we tried. We very much did. Okay, but anyways, thank you everyone for watching. I'll stop the recording here for YouTube when I actually upload this anyways. I've played this way earlier than uploaded, but I just haven't gotten up to it yet. At least I've uploaded everything else from the new streams. And yes, it's going to be fun to play some more Borderlands for sure on Sunday. It's going to be fun. Fun times. Though I think that we need to go, maybe we can go back all the way to the first town and see what kind of quest there is, and check if we can do some easier quest and rather than just all the time push forward, so to speak. Possibly. But anyways, yeah. Stop the recording. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed here on Twitch, and hopefully everyone also enjoyed later on in YouTube all the reading. So, thank you for watching, and see you next time.